Yeah, bro. Them cherry areas was the shit, bro.
Yeah,
Wasn't worried about diabetes, nothing like that.
You only
Nothing.
took the cherry ones?
That's all they had.
Yo, you went
He's
all out.
lying. He looked
CR,
through all of
Let me
them.
hear your mic.
Who?
CR,
Oh, mic check, mic check,
a little more.
mic check. Oh yes,
Oh yeah.
sounds
That
better.
sounds much better.
Mm.
All right, and then
Sounds
Jeff.
I
crisp.
love the sound of my own voice.
Mic check.
Right.
Mic check.
I'm a total narcissist.
All right. Let's keep just going clockwise around.
Go ahead,
Check
go.
the mic.
Somebody go.
Here.
Here.
Clockwise.
Check.
Check, check.
All right, cool.
Check, check.
You guys ready?
Yes.
Here we
Born
go.
ready.
Check, check, check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you're now tuned into chapter 99 of the Introverted Intuition Podcast. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. the Petty Podcaster, a.k.a. the Ambitious Introverts. To my left, I have Miss Coco back from, we on sabbatical, vacation, what was it?
Somewhere
Something like that,
refreshing.
yeah, exactly. A little refresher, yeah.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you.
Did you miss doing the podcast? Or
I
Did
did.
you think about it at all?
Of course I did.
I don't believe you.
I don't give a shit.
But we're happy to have you back.
I thank you.
It's probably about to be a good episode.
Happy to
To
be
my
back.
right, have the Haitian hero, hometown Haitian.
You already know. Stuff I said.
CR is no longer in DR.
Yeah, I'm back in the
He's back.
States.
He's back.
People really love that part of the show. I don't know why. This whole CR.
Because it rhymes. People love rhymes, bro.
I think people just love making me like kind of making fun of you with the pineapple shirt or whatever you had on.
I did location as hell.
You nigga, you look nuts.
I did though.
What happened to
You
that
were
shirt?
living your best life.
That it wasn't. You mean the shorts?
Short shirt, whatever.
The shorts, and it wasn't pineapples. It was palm trees.
Oh,
With a
even
sunset.
worse. That's even better.
I was
like,
about to say that's even worse.
Oh, Jesus.
I was living my best life.
word. To CR's right, we have Kross
How you doing? How you doing?
back on the program. To Coco's left, we got a special guest. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Mr. Freeworld, a.k.a. Dak, or Darius, my real name. I make clothes, do a bunch of other things, entrepreneurship. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Welcome,
man.
welcome.
Welcome,
Pleasure.
bro.
It's a
Welcome.
pleasure.
Thank you for coming, bro. You really look like a straight up rapper today. Like
You do. Look like
Yeah,
you
that's
hot
right.
16.
you look like you getting rapper money or some shit.
Yeah.
No, it's about the image, drawing the attention the right way and directing it and towards my clothes.
Word.
It's flipping it. I'm flipping it.
And across from Mr. Freeworld, we got returning guests. One of people's favorite guests on this show throughout the journey of this show is back on the program. Say what's up, bro.
What's good, y'all? It's Chef Prosper God. I mean, I'm back here again, you know?
Word.
Sounding so humble.
You already know.
It's a
Word.
front.
Stop.
Chef Pross. Yo, bro, one question before we get into this mental health shit.
Yeah.
You work with a lot of different foods, a lot of
Sure.
different vegetables. What was Chick's obsession with sucking on the cucumbers? Or maybe there's something the chef might know about the cucumbers. Why the fuck were these chicks sucking on cucumbers, bro? You never saw the chicks sucking cucumbers like they were
It's
dicks?
viral.
Maybe some context.
I seen bananas.
It's
No,
viral.
bro, it was cucumbers,
Like
bro.
large
That's a
cucumbers
challenge.
too.
Yeah.
Like very
Yeah.
large
Was it-
cucumbers.
oh, that was the cucumber
I
challenge.
think-
I just
What are
assumed
the
that that's
bene-
what it was, so I didn't even check it out.
What
I
are the
just assumed
benefits
what
of
I
a
heard.
Clout.
cucumber?
Nothing.
Oh, like you're asking like sucking or actually eating it?
That's the benefit.
Nigga, why were they doing it? I don't know.
Oh, why are they doing it? I feel like, you know,
clout.
like,
Trying to prove a
shorties
point.
don't be eating no vegetables, so this summer was the summer.
Man.
Promotion.
I don't think that turned anybody on. And if that turned you on, you was nuts.
Nah,
Or you
definitely
like
It turned
salads.
somebody on, definitely.
Or you like salads.
not.
I don't
Yeah,
know. That shit do nothing for me. I thought those girls were
You
psychopaths.
say that now.
Until it's happening.
I guess. So mainly we have Prosper God and Mr. Freeworld here because I feel like their careers are synonymous with each other. They're both entrepreneurs. Kross is also, we're all entrepreneurs. Fuck it. And I feel we can all exchange our journeys and our stories and kind of relate to each other and tie it all together in one big mental health bow because I feel we all have had different experiences. And being an entrepreneur is so tough, man. I feel like it's easier nowadays because of the internet and we all are like smart enough to figure it out. But let's start with you, Mr. Freeworld. Like, where are you from? Give us a basic idea of what you do.
Brentwood, Long Island. Born and raised there. Graduated, played football. Went down Georgia, played football for a little bit.
Ride out.
But after football, I had to figure it out. I had to figure out what my next plan B was gonna be because everything I do, I'm all in. I have no plan B. I just plan A. So
Right.
You play receiver?
nah, I guess now I look like a
Yeah,
receiver.
you do. That's why I was
I was a
like.
little bit heavier. I played outside linebacker,
Okay,
like
okay,
a rover.
okay.
Played
Okay.
defense. I was
Okay,
defense.
okay.
But I had to figure it out. So now I'm at the point where all my figuring out is starting to turn into something with consistency.
And what was like really your main focus going into like being an entrepreneur? Was it fitness or like clothes?
Fitness first.
Right.
I built like a little personal training studio where I was living at my parents' house. They let me use the space and just multiply my money basically until I was able to move on. Then I got tired of chasing people around doing fitness. I really, like now I don't even do personal. I've been certified since 2010, but I don't do personal training at all. It's just too much.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get certified?
I went to BOCES. I was blessed to just do it right out of high school, so I always had like something in my pocket to fall. I had like a little career to do. Personal training made money. Like, you know, you got grown adults with families feeding their family with personal training, but
Yeah.
just wasn't something I wanted to work under.
What sparked the need to want to lose weight? Did someone tell you like, yo, you fat, nigga?
Was it related to football at all? Or?
And I would never be able to tell that you were ever.
Let's
big.
talk about this. It was related to animals.
Okay.
Less animals.
Oh, gotcha.
Less animals. No animals. Cause
like plant-based?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what it was related to.
Yeah.
Like the
How do you
effects.
feel about that?
Okay, like plant-based is good, but I think what a lot of people think it's like a surefire way for you to just like lose weight, which it is. The biggest thing is like making sure you're getting all the nutrients. A lot of times, like people that are plant-based, they're not getting enough protein, not getting enough. They're getting way more fiber than they need. So that's the biggest thing is like you have to make sure that you're taking multivitamins along with it, because there's definitely certain things that you can only get in meat that you have to take a multivitamin for. So
Like what?
pretty much like basically you get a lot of your iron from
I was
like
about to say
from
iron.
definitely from like meat, but a lot of times you get your proteins. There's more vitamins that you get for vegetables, but as far as like minerals and stuff like that, that's based on like an animal's diet. So you just have to make sure you take multivitamins. That
Fish iron is in fish as well.
well, yeah, there's iron in fish, and
So
then
that's what I was doing. I was going a little more towards the pescatarian.
yeah.
diet.
So yeah, pescatarian is probably the best way to start if you're gonna like cut meat out.
Yeah.
Because not having meat, it's really hard for you to be full.
To cut yourself off, literally
Yeah.
cold turkey.
Wait, so the animals were like the big factor. Was it? Did you see like the processing that goes to creating some of these foods, and it was just like it turns you off?
Yeah. I watched a video called Wind of a Video, and then
Documentary, was it? Or just
no, maybe like a YouTube video on how
Okay.
they really treat and produce the animals that we eat in America.
Right.
So I'm like, why am I putting this into my body? It doesn't make sense. At the time when I was playing football, I really didn't care because I wanted to be beefy. I was running into people 24/7, so it didn't matter. But at this point, I'm not using it, my body for that. So why am I treating it that way? I just thought a little bit different. And then Dr. Sebi is what really put me to a deeper understanding of what I should be eating for optimum health. And I just can't be 160. Like if I'm eating Dr. Sebi's diet, I'm 160.
Right.
Right now I'm 185, comfortable. But it's like he was talking about.
sure.
That plant-based diet is just strict. It's
Very
all
hard.
in.
Yeah.
Very hard.
And Keon, you I've bought meals from you. You cook relatively healthy. Is that
Yeah.
because you've noticed how certain foods affect you and you want to provide your customers with a healthier lifestyle, or is it just because that's what you feel comfortable cooking?
The easy way, so basically it's all based on not getting pigeonholed as like a black chef. A lot of times black chefs, they mostly make like soul food, like a lot of like high fat foods. And that's obviously is going to sell. But
Yeah.
you pigeonhole yourself because once you are known for making ribs and chicken and mac and cheese, once you switch it up and you try to like sell a salad, it's not going to sell. So coming into this industry, I knew that the best way for people to eat healthy is if it's something similar to what they're already eating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that's pretty much what I did. Same thing growing up in my house, a lot of salads, a lot of vegetables. So for me, it's just introducing the people that I cook for onto those things, and that you can obviously have deep fried food, but it's like I'm not going to make you comfort food. I'm going to make you food that's like efficient and also food that you don't feel like is lacking because it's quote unquote healthy.
Yeah.
So pretty much.
Into Coco, Kross, and CR. Like CR, you're kind of on your fitness journey. Kross and Coco, you guys are relatively thin, but I'm not sure if that's just natural or do you guys take the time to eat healthier?
Well, I've realized that I've been thin all my life, but it's been because of the fact that I have kidney issues.
Yeah.
And in the past few years, I realized I have kidney stones, so I actually have to be on a low sodium, low oxalate diet,
For sure.
which at times can suck because
Yeah.
there are things that I like that I cannot have,
Right.
like French fries.
Fries.
Okay? But I mean, I've always kind of gravitated since I was younger and had a child young. I always kind of gravitated towards eating healthier, so it wasn't really terrible. But if you know of any suggestions of like quick meals, I don't know if anybody of our listeners has that same issue with kidney stones and having to be on that type of diet. But, you know, just anybody that's on like a restrictive diet, what can they gravitate towards? Like for me, it's about making things quickly because I be hungry and I just want to eat and I be snacking while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
So I don't want to necessarily have to, you know, do something that'll take, you know, me an hour and a half to make, like something as quick as possible, you know, but still healthy.
Yeah, there's like numerous things. Obviously, like salads are really easy, but obviously, like
I need the hardiness.
you need some hardy. So I would say definitely stir fries. Stir fries is definitely really good things. Rice bowls are definitely also like really good things to make because those two are synonymous. Because you can make a rice bowl and then the rice that you use, it'll dry out in the fridge and you can make fried rice with it the next day. So you have to think about things that you can make into numerous different meals. So you have rice for rice bowl. The next day you have fried rice, and the next day you can even turn that into stir fry and add more vegetables in it. So those things probably will take you, if you have all the ingredients set up, maybe like 10 minutes fully to cut it all up, make sure it's all done, probably 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you're all ready to eat. And also it's like, the biggest thing I tell people is like, if you drink wine while you cook, like you're like, it'll definitely make it a little bit more enjoyable. But like if obviously you can't have wine and like cutting out sugar, I would say eat like fruit and stuff. Like definitely eating fruit and like focusing more on those type of things.
Right.
Because a lot of times we indulge because we're so hungry and we'll eat anything.
We want that satisfaction of what we're craving, whether it be something sweet or, you know,
that's
salty.
That's why they make appetizers. Like the concept of an appetizer is wild because it's like your meal before your meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like based on the fact that we need to be doing something. And
While we're waiting.
Yeah, so a lot of times we eat.
I think portion control is crazy. Is kind of like a hard thing for me because like I have a fast metabolism, so I won't stop eating till I'm full. And that's when you get tired and you get sluggish, and that's when it builds up extra fat and stuff like that.
For sure.
That's like my main issue right now. But
That's one of my issues, and I'm still like overcoming eating late. Like
my
definitely
favorite
not
thing.
eating before I go to sleep. Like that's been my thing because I've seen how it affects me when I don't do it and how it affects me when I do
Feel
it.
sluggish the next day and
Yeah.
like
Feel nauseous
you know,
when you wake
trying
up.
to catch up and shit.
Hell
But,
yeah.
it's good going down, but like you pay the price for it. I
So
swear.
what I try to at least do is if I'm gonna eat before I go to sleep, I'll make it like a piece of fruit. Like, I'll eat an apple. I'll definitely like kill like 2 apples real quick.
Do you eat bread?
No bread.
I love bread.
Do you pasta?
No pasta. Right now I'm just doing green vegetables, like mainly spinach. Like today for lunch I had grilled chicken,
That's not gonna fill you up.
but I know. So I did grilled chicken, some boiled eggs and spinach, and I had made a big bowl of that.
that's when you compensate water for the rest of the day. That's what I do at least. Like most of my day is less eating and more water, and the water will fill me up, and then I'll have like one meal. Do the intermittent fasting, whatever it's
I was
called.
gonna say, how do you both
Yeah.
feel about that? About intermittent fasting?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It
Yeah.
has to be.
I live
think,
on
yeah.
it.
I think you got to be more mentally prepared than anything to do that. Because like fasting in general is a mental task. Like it's hard to not break it, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Yeah, I've been doing intermittent fasting, I would say, for like the last 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you find you have more energy as a result? Or?
Not only energy, but the absorption of nutrition of what I actually eat and the benefits of what I do actually eat are absorbed more efficiently. So like, for example, an average day would be like I break fast around 12 noon. And then my last meal is around 7:15, 7:30.
same.
8 the latest.
Delays, yeah. That's like
And
the
then
cutoff.
The subsequent 16 hours are filled with either tea or water, and that's really it. And I've been doing that for like 5-6 years.
I gotta try that shit.
And it's like it I've seen a huge difference, especially with me because I have lupus. So like my autoimmune system is just all over the place. So what I put in my body is very important,
Definitely.
especially if I can make it more efficient, then this has definitely helped with the intermittent fasting. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But for example, like I wake up at 5 a.m., but I can't eat till 12.
Yeah.
So
It's a long time.
yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Then again, other times where if I don't have anything on my schedule and I wake up at 10 and now I don't gotta eat till 12, then it's a lot easier.
When you guys at the end of the table, like can you guys recall the moment when it clicked? It was like, okay, I have to be an entrepreneur. I have to pursue my path, or I won't be able to do anything else in my life. Like, what can you remember that moment, and how hard was you for you guys to commit to that idea of being an entrepreneur? Well, whoever wants to go first, like.
I was in ShopRite listening to instrumental beats in my headphones, stocking shelves.
Shout out to ShopRite.
2 years out of college. You said shout out to ShopRite.
I love that supermarket. That and Wegmans, sorry.
Working overnights. 2 years, like 2 years out of college. I'm already like, you know, in my endeavors of entrepreneurship, fitness, all of this. But I just moved out. So my business wasn't paying enough for my living. I was living on my own, paying rent and all this. So I took the humble route, went to ShopRite. Man, it was just like took my soul. Like
I feel you, bro.
Especially overnights because you sleeping all day and
Yeah.
then just going. It's like I'm just stocking shelves, and then I'm around people who are happy.
Stocking shelves. That's just a trip, right?
I'm like, what? So eventually, it was only like 2-3 months. It was a matter of time before I went up to the manager. It was a little overnight. I said, listen, this isn't for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And at that point, I never looked. I just knew what I was here for.
Right.
For sure. No, that's like a really good story about like being in a job and everyone around you is complacent.
Yeah.
And you're the only person that's like, this can't be it. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it was like, I had a job, like a really good like kitchen job with like people that like were well connected. I like started a mentorship, and then like basically it got like chopped. Like I was on like the chopping block that got let go. So now I'm in a situation where it's like straight out of culinary school, I need a job in the city that I lived in, upstate. Applebee's, Chili's, no like big time restaurants. So like they're taking forever to give me a call back. So now I'm collecting unemployment for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And when you collect unemployment, it's a very like humbling experience because it's like a lot of times people that like aren't capable or aren't trying to get a job. Like for me, it was like getting the checks were probably more hurtful than like not finding it and not getting a job, because I just felt like, yeah, I'm getting like $115, but it's like I don't want it to be relying on like the government. I don't want that to have to prove to people that like I'm looking for jobs. Like I just want to have a job. So basically it was like no opportunities were presenting themselves. So I was like, I bet on myself. Like I believed that I was good enough. So I was like, I'm gonna cook. Like I'm gonna cook for people I want to cook for. You know, like there was nobody that I could put me in the right path. There was no kitchens that were willing to hire me at that time. And I decided to make the connections. Early in October, came to Gotham Podcast Studios, made the connections there, cooked for Wheezy, and from there I was like, yo, like I think I can really like make this into something. And traveled like 2.5 hours the first time for like $40 to give food to someone in the city. And it was humbling, but also it was like I moved to the city in January, and I was like, New York City is like totally different than like living upstate. Like it's so much faster. People don't give a fuck. Like everybody's got somewhere to be.
Yeah.
And also like you just see the opportunity in the life here. And then it was like, you know what, like if I wait around for people to give me opportunity, that's gonna be fulfilling. It's not gonna happen. Like a job is not meant for you to. It's not meant for you to survive. It's meant for you to not quit. Like they pay you just enough so you won't leave, but not enough to survive. And a lot of times your job isn't the most fulfilling thing in your life. It pays the bills, but that's not what jobs are for. So the only job that's going to be fulfilling is a job that you do yourself.
And you never like anyone in this room, I guess, is an entrepreneur. So you're already kind of an entrepreneur. You still work, but you work for Lyft. That's technically still a job.
Yeah, that's a day job.
But
White man.
but you guys never like. It was always just plan A. I'm gonna do what I want to do. There was never like any thought in your head about plan B. I have to keep my resume in the tuck just in case.
I didn't have a choice. Like when jobs are throwing at you $10, $11, like is the max they can give you, and they're talking to you as if like they're doing you a favor. Maybe 15, and then you understand that like you're same thing like you're working around people that's good enough for them. Like working at these places, that's the pinnacle of life for them. And you also see that when you're around that type of energy, you will adapt that.
Oh, certainly.
You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're young, like in your 20s, there's no reason why you should just be able to settle on, these older people's like laurels and then make you feel bad for wanting to strive for more. So I decided like, why don't I get around people that are actually doing stuff and provide some sort of value to that? And that's pretty much what I did. Like, I mean, it's super scary. Like I don't recommend it because it's so uncertain. But if you're stuck in a job or you're stuck in somewhere where you're not happy and you just find yourself complaining more at a job and not doing anything about it and just clocking in, it's probably time for you to switch gears and figure out what you want to do. Don't leave like immediately, but also you have to find something that's fulfilling.
Leave immediately.
It's funny, like I feel like
Leave immediately.
I feel like
Leave right now, damn it.
I feel like he's talking to me because like I'm in a job where I don't enjoy, but I've figured out what I want to do, right? So I'm being realistic with what I'm doing with my life. So
You can't be.
What?
You can't be realistic.
What do you mean you can't be realistic?
What I'm saying, you can't be realistic and think like, when I say to be realistic, I mean like, you can't go into it being like, all right, I'm gonna save up. You're never gonna be ready. Is what I'm saying. Like you're never gonna be ready.
It's like having kids, you'll never be ready.
So if you're realistic, like, oh, in a year and a half, I should have about 10K saved up.
Yeah.
Like, by the second you make that statement in your head, month 2, you're gonna be like, oh my god, a year and a half is so far away. Like I'm fiending, and eventually you're gonna get to a point where that's gonna be so distant. And I'm not saying leave. Like, make sure you're good.
Yeah.
But go out on a limb, though.
But also understand you can always get a job. That's what you have to instill in people. It's like you can always get a job.
Right.
Are you cutting down your living expenses to the minimum? Are you eating peanut butter and jellies
Fuck
and
no.
sleeping on someone's couch
No, I'm eating what I want, but like
to live for your dream?
But
I
I have a number in my head that I will reach and will leave my job after that. I have a certain level of pride and ego where it won't allow me to commit to unemployment, and that's my own personal issue. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with someone having a number and staying at a job and just rolling with the punches while simultaneously doing what they want, right?
The process takes so much longer.
The process, but I understand what you're saying.
No,
but,
for sure.
I just don't think we should kind of put that narrative out there. It's like, that's not saying that you're saying it was wrong, but.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I think also, like, sometimes people, they plan too much.
I do, yeah.
They overplan it. They're trying to make it so that once they leave, they have no worries. Yeah. And that's not the reality of entrepreneurship.
At all.
You're gonna be in a situation where you don't know.
You're gonna have more worries.
You don't know where your next dollar is gonna be. Like eventually, you can have 10K saved up, but let's say like I don't know if you have a car. Let's say something drastic happens and it chops 75,000 off of that.
So would everyone in this room say that entrepreneurship is the most successful entrepreneurs are the risk takers?
Without that,
entrepreneurship is a
100%.
risk in itself.
The most successful entrepreneurs have perseverance and resilience because once you decide that you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're basically telling yourself, I'm willing to suffer for this dream because you're going to suffer. Anything worth having, you're going to suffer. It doesn't matter if you want to be a chef, if you want to be a clothing designer, if you want to be an artist. You're going to suffer for what you believe is worth of that, you know what I'm saying, that hard work. Sure. So once you're willing to do that, I feel like that's the first step. Like that was the first step for me is like, I know I'm going to suffer like on this journey.
Yeah.
It's a leap of faith. You know what I mean? Because anybody that wants to get into any realm or any industry of entrepreneurship and they're either fed up or they make the decision that, you know what, it's time for me to make this leap they're making conscious decision to, I guess, put all fears aside
Take away the safety net.
and take away that safety net and just jump off a cliff.
Mhm.
And then yes, you may. I think Steve Harvey said this in a video, but you may hit a few rocks on the way down, but eventually your parachute will open up. And that when you're seeing people on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever the case, and they're gliding, aka they're in Mykonos or they're in the Amalfi Coast or they're in DR, whatever the case, and they're living the life and they're doing the best things. They took a leap of faith that majority of people are not willing and even more are not capable of even doing.
Yeah.
Because even if you take the leap of faith and you hit the ground, you still have the opportunity to get your ass up, climb back up the mountain, and jump again. Compared to people who just are standing at the end of the cliff and never actually make that leap. They never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
And has anyone in this room had to like trade or just discard a part of their personality in order to, I guess, build better connections with people? Because I am naturally introverted, right? So I had to kind of push that to the side to interact more and build more relationships. Like, have any of you had to get rid of any type of personality or fear that you had within yourself in order to get to where you're at now?
Yeah, for sure.
What was that specifically?
To be honest with you, people annoy me.
Got it.
mean, to be completely real.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's people in general, but like, I get very annoyed very quickly with incompetence. And that's a known understanding at this point that it might not be purposeful incompetence, but it just might be maybe they don't know.
Yeah.
Or they're not privy to a certain way that you like things done, or whatever X, Y, and Z might be. But I definitely had to dial that back because my first thought is, oh boy, that fucking annoyed me.
Yeah.
Now it's changing my whole emotional state and it's affecting me, which affects in a domino effect other things. Whereas now, I'm, I guess, a little wiser to remember to, put into mind that, you know what? Maybe they don't understand exactly where I'm coming from or where the actual, idea is coming from.
Right.
And it's not their fault.
And my perception of you, Keon, like you seem like you're very confident, right? But you definitely seem like a bit reserved and a bit introverted at times. Is that correct?
I mean, like, for me, it's like taking a break from people sometimes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like what I do. And the biggest thing that I think I had to like overcome was like giving the same amount of effort for no money. Like when you first start out, a lot of things like, like when you're getting paid for something, you're way more excited about it. Like, I'm about to get this money. Like, all right, like you're mad excited. But when you're not getting paid, the first initial thought is like, all right, like I don't give a fuck about this. Like,
Yeah.
Facts.
But it was like understanding that like now I don't have anyone to blame. It's like ultimate accountability. Like I started my own thing. It's only me. I'm the face on the brand. I have to deliver something because I can't blame it on the company. I can't blame it on the chef. Like, I am an all-encompassing person. But at the same time, I do take, like, time to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take a lot of time. Like, I go to so many networking events, and it's, like, sometimes being this overly positive person, like, it does weigh on you. Like, I was thinking about it today where it's just, like, when you're in these positions of entrepreneurship and even, like, putting your story out there, you try to come off positive all the time. And at the same time, it's like you're trying to inspire people and you're also trying to get your business out there. But it's like today, I just was like, you know what, like, I'm over that, like, positive shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, there's a point where it does weigh on you and a point where it's like, you know what, like, maybe I need to just, like, accept that, like, I can't be like strong all the time.
I think that's powerful, and I think you should let that be known, because I know me personally, I always gravitated towards role models that showed that this shit was hard as fuck. Like, it wasn't just like, you know,
Overnight
rainbows
shit.
and unicorns. Like, this shit was mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would respect you being honest and saying, man, I love being a chef, but at the same time, this shit is fucking hard. I be working hard in the fucking kitchen. Like, I want to know the reality of your reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes me a fan of anybody. It's just like, all right, now I know like this shit ain't easy, but the fact that you still do it, it makes me respect you even more.
For me, like with the whole entire like the premise of like anything that I do is like I try to relate to people, and like I'm a normal person just like everyone else in this room. Like I hit a point where I was delivering groceries, like, you know, like I was delivering groceries with older men that were married and had kids, and this is how they supported themselves. I was bringing people's bags upstairs, carrying water, like carrying all the stuff, and like for $9, like 12 hours a day. And it's just like allowing yourself to be humble and understand that you want more. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, like, similar to you, like, I was going to try to go pro for soccer. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times with, like, the trial and tribulations of an athlete is you put a lot of invested effort into that. And after it's over, you're kind of like, what do I do from now? Like, where do I go?
Right.
So it's like, if all you know is sports, now you have to figure out what else do you have that same drive to do. And a lot of times you just take a job, you're like, all right, this one paying 10, this one paying 11, I'll take the 11. But we all have seen like the story of like someone that had potential and didn't capitalize on it. And the reality is like, I try to relate to people. I'm like, bro, like we all get insecure. Like we all worry about the wrong things. We all look at other people's lives and wish that was ours. But at the same time, you are in control of like your journey, and also understand that like your journey is your own. That's the biggest thing that I learned, because like when I first started this chef shit, like everybody was making money, everybody was traveling, everybody was meeting all these celebrities, and it's like you do get jaded in the beginning, like, yo, like
I should have been a chef.
Yeah, should be me. But at the same time, you have to understand that like your journey, we all love people's journeys. We love this like rise to greatness story.
Right.
So it's just like understanding that like this is part of the journey, and also like you're in control of like how far you go with entrepreneurship. Like there's nothing else to fall back. Like the amount of money you make each day is based on your effort. You know what I'm saying? Like with a job, you clock in same amount of hours, you know how much money you're getting paid. You can calculate it. With entrepreneurship, the amount of the increase and decrease of money is solely based on your effort.
Right.
If you don't get up that day,
you ain't getting no money.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just to cut in, I definitely want to emphasize on like the point of humbling. Like entrepreneurship and being humble are exclusively synonymous. A lot of people might not agree with that, but when you decided that you don't want to work for somebody else and you want to work for yourself, and you put however many hours in, and maybe it doesn't work out the first time, that's a humbling experience compared to when you have an operation that's going and it's working well, and everything is going, and you know the gears are turning.
It's reliable.
Yes, and it's reliable. That's when you sit back and you think to yourself, like, wow, those humble beginnings created this efficiency that I'm doing right now. And without those humble beginnings, or without even being humble in that business venture, I think it's very difficult to expand or be better at, you know, whatever said craft is.
Right. And for you, Mr. Freeworld, like so you don't train people, right? Or anymore, you do?
No. I don't train people.
So you just make clothes at this current time?
Yeah, I pass all my clients to my friend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So any clients that come through me, I just pass them to a friend of mine.
Can I ask, what bad experience did you have training somebody that made you say, yo, fuck this?
This is it.
I'm done. Like, tell us a funny story or just a real story.
Honestly, it wasn't one thing. It was just a buildup of multiple things, like multiple people, me having to chase down. Are you coming in today? Are you coming? Then them canceling, me having to reschedule. This is what it is. Any way, shape, or form, if I have to form my schedule around someone else, I gotta quit.
Yeah,
Right.
facts.
This is how I
So
live.
it wasn't like if they couldn't do 10 reps, you would get pissed off. Nothing crazy like that.
No. It wasn't. No, it wasn't anything like that. I know how to deal with people and train people, but it was me. This lady want to wake up at 6 a.m. I gotta wake up at 6 a.m.
Word, yeah.
No.
But I definitely feel you on that, because my, I guess you could say, quote-unquote entrepreneur experience was when I was 16 years old. I got my first NASM certification.
Right.
I was a personal trainer.
I'm familiar, yeah.
In Jersey. I have 4 NASMs now, 2 ACEs, and I have a by Design University cert. But me starting out, I know exactly what you're saying, like hunting people down, trying to see like, are you gonna come for the 4 p.m. or this and that, and it's a wild dynamic because you think it to yourself like, okay, I'm trying to get you in this fucking gym, excuse my French, in this fucking gym to make you better. And I gotta hunt you down in order to make you come here to make you better.
I thought about that too much.
It's so wild. It's so wild, and it happens too much. And not only that, but the split between trainers and gyms, because I've owned gyms before and I've been managers of gyms before, the splits are ridiculous.
Trash.
Like, you go into a gym, let's say, especially like, let's say Midtown. You go into a gym, you get personal training, you're paying like $200 a week. The personal trainer that you're seeing 2 times a week is only really making $50, $60.
Yeah.
Where the rest is that money going?
Yeah.
And it's an odd situation, because you also are responsible for making those people show up, even though you're not making the full 200. Because God forbid Miss Jones don't show up to her 6 a.m. fucking training session that you woke up at 5:15 for to get to. You get to the gym, Miss Jones ain't there, and she decides to call you at 7:30 like, oh, I'm sorry, I woke up late.
My bad.
You sound like this is a real shit. Like
That
Miss
sounds
Jones
like
is
that
a real
really
person.
happened,
Like
like-
you sound really upset about that.
Listen,
shit.
I'm sorry, Miss Jones, but
You fucked up.
you fucked up.
You
You
didn't
pissed
come
me
to the
off.
gym. You didn't do the squats.
I'm
you
not.
didn't do the cardio.
I'm not a trainer no more because your pistol squats were trash.
Mm.
And in 2019, in this day and age, you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube, and find everything you need to know. You just don't have. You can't be
Yeah.
lazy about it.
Right.
I started transitioning to that mindset when I left the personal training, one-on-one stuff. I said, how can I get more focused on social media and draw traffic through there, and let people pay attention to what I'm doing on a daily basis and gain tips that way.
And I'm glad you brought up social media, because this is a question for like everybody in the room, because I feel like we're all reaching and getting more followers and more attention online. And I was curious, like, does that cause like any anxiety or pressure or need to feel you got to keep up and post every day? Like CR, you are an artist, so I feel like there's a certain demand for music. So maybe the people may feel like, yo, why isn't he dropping a song? You may feel like, yo, I have to drop the song because it's been a while. Like,
So I'm so glad you brought this up, because I went through different phases. Because like, I've been on social media, like I've always been on social media platforms, like from MySpace to chat rooms to like everything. Like when Instagram first started in like 2014, I started my shit up, and then I started my record label in 2016. So originally I was addicted, like seriously still addicted to like Instagram. Like it is an addiction, like, because I was just so driven to try and get 10K followers. So I would spend time, like I'd follow somebody I just met who's from my area, and I'd go look at everybody that's following you, and I'd follow all of them, and I'd give them a week to see who follows me back, and I'd download an app so I could analyze all my followers to see who followed me and who
Holy
didn't.
pressure.
And I would do that. I would be worried about making posts and getting a certain amount of likes because, I mean, on the marketing aspect, people are more willing to like something that's already liked. So having a lot of likes is good for your Instagram or whatever. So, like, that pressure was coming on, and I was managing my personal, and then I started the one for my record label. So I was managing that. I was managing the Facebook. I was managing the website. Like, I was living a digital life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when that shit was really, like, popping, I was always on my phone, and it turned into an addiction that I'm now learning how to curb. Like, I subconsciously will keep checking my phone even when there's no service. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the habit.
It's
the habit
such
of
a
doing
habit. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be on the train.
Where
it's
don't
no
you have service though?
on the train?
On the train, really, or
Yeah.
Between
even in here, like
stations.
airplane mode, you can't really access
Not yet.
Wi-Fi. But
Yeah.
So
I did see you check your phone like while he's in just tonight.
It's a habit.
You
Yeah.
You
check
know what
it.
I'm saying? And like it did help though because like I did learn so much about social media marketing, but it turned into an addiction.
And like Freeworld, you have a relatively large following. Do you feel like the need? But you don't have a really like your post and your following ratio is kind of like real
Yeah, I don't care.
steep. You don't care, right?
I don't care. I don't. I just post when I want. Have a fan base. I run sponsored ads. That's the key
That
to
is
what
the
I
key.
do.
Yeah.
And that's where
Keon's
I
actually put me
sponsored
on
ads.
that. I remember the day. And
Yeah.
Fridays you put me on that.
So I bring in people from different areas,
Sure.
and they're gonna follow into what I'm doing, just off of maybe one post, but then they'll see 3 other things that I'm doing and start to buy into that as well. The personal training, the daily stuff, so watching my story. You get engagement 10 to 15%
Right.
of your following. So I don't pay too much attention to it. I just post when I want.
For sure.
I'm trying to get to
Must
that
be
place. Yes, I'm trying to get
Free
to that
world.
place.
Must be free.
I was gonna ask you, Coco, like because you're a part of the show and like I've seen like a lot of your most recent posts have been from the show. Like, do you feel like any pressure to post?
Definitely. I've said it before on the show. I have a love-hate relationship with social media because I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like, announcing things or, really posting, honestly. I like admiring other people's shit and, just being inspired by it.
Yeah.
But with the show, I know it's a matter of, advertising and putting things out there. And I have a tendency of knowing when I need to post and then, like, it'll be like a week later and I'm like, oh, I need to get that up. And it's like you put your own internal, like, pressure on yourself. So I do, especially on the weekends, I do try to unplug and not check at all.
Yeah.
And I've been getting a lot better with that, and it's helped, because I naturally have, mild
Yeah.
anxiety, so it's definitely helped with that. So just when I know I have to, I'm like, I'll just make a mental note, not put any pressure, by a certain time or whatever. Obviously, things, you do have to get it in by a certain time or
Yeah.
whatnot. So being cognizant of that and trying to balance it with not, just like CR was saying, that addiction of social media and trying to be connected. And we've always talked about that on the show, that balance
You get
of your
caught
own
up.
mental health and, feeling pressure and not buying into that,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
And not to cut you off, but bouncing off of, like you said, mental health, I guess bridging a gap. Like, where do you guys see what you put in your body and then how you treat your body affecting mental health? Because I've delved into that in behavioral psychology before in school.
Right.
So what you put in your body and then how you treat your body directly affects your mental health.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't really, I guess, whether they don't acknowledge it or they don't put forth towards it, is 2 different things.
Right.
But where do you guys, I guess, place yourself as far as like how you think that fits in mental health? Because yeah, doing 100 push-ups is great. You look great. But then when you get off of those 100 push-ups and you go into the next room and you feel like shit, or
Right.
you have a vegan meal and then you go outside and you still feel like shit. Like how do you guys bridge that gap?
I mean, for me, it's just you have to take a lot of time, like, figuring out, like, how your body reacts to certain things. So, like, I know that doing energy drinks and stuff like that, like, gives me a headache. And I know that's based off of dehydration. So, like, when you learn that type of stuff. Obviously, like, fried foods, you have to think about any time that you think about Thanksgiving, okay? what is it? It's all comfort food. It's
Yeah.
turkey, like everything's fried, everything's baked. There's a lot of carbs in it. And the other thing about carbs,
Don't tease me.
so like carbs.
Turkey is trash, by the way.
Turkey is
Don't come at me.
fabulous.
What?
Turkey is dry.
is amazing.
Fabulous.
Turkey's
You've
You
trash.
ain't
had
been
the,
having the right
You've had the
turkey, I'll tell
wrong
you that.
turkey.
No, I've had the
Nah.
right turkeys made by the right grandmothers and aunts.
Nah.
You talking
But I
about dry
think-
turkey?
But I think turkey ain't
Dry
it.
turkey.
I like the wing.
What? Like white meat? White
Listen,
meat turkey.
We going off a tangent right
Has
now.
a
Going on a
nice
Going off on a
moist-
tangent.
Interrupted Kyung.
Yeah,
Not to cut,
I'm sorry, I'm
not,
sorry,
not,
I'm sorry.
not to cut you
Talking
off, but I
about
cut
turkey.
you
I'm sorry.
off.
No, you
Dry
good.
ass
But it's
turkey
like
up in
All right,
here.
how do you feel about turkey, real quick?
no, it's straight.
You see? Okay.
I never got a turkey dish from you, so that's kind of suspect. That answer's kind of suspect.
You definitely did. You got ground turkey.
Oh, look at that.
You see?
I'm lying on the mic.
But no, pretty much like just think about anything that you eat that like ends up making you fall asleep. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? So what do you eat? Like pizza,
Fried shit.
like fried sandwiches,
Fried
something like
food.
Give me it all.
You know?
Edibles.
But the thing about the things that like food is synonymous to your personality. So it's like the bright foods, like like cabbage, like purple cabbage, like broccoli, those type of things. Like those are colorful dishes, so those invigorate your mood. But also those are also like a low fat, high like vitamin and
Word.
fiber dishes. So if you take those two things into account, that if you eat ice cream, like mac and cheese, like barbecue spare ribs, all those things, like how do you expect to perform when the second you eat them, you just feel like you just gained 50 pounds?
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Sleepy as
Yeah.
hell.
So it's like the process is like being like lean, like eating a lot of lean meats. So
Mhm.
that's pretty much like the lighter that the meat, the less fat that it has on it, the less sluggish you'll feel.
I have a question for you though, for just you. Like,
For
do
sure.
you think you would make more money if your food was more unhealthy?
Yes. 100%.
You never thought about that? Like
Sure.
crossing
He
over,
has, yeah.
like crossing over and just saying fuck it,
Yeah,
Wait.
but
Hold on. If his food was more unhealthy,
or
like
yeah,
unhealthy.
yeah, no, my bad,
yeah, I
unhealthy,
get what
yeah,
you're saying. Yeah, like
because he
Yeah,
relatively
yeah.
cooks cleaner food. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But why?
that's interesting.
But because I don't, the reason why I don't do it is because one,
Integrity.
there's integrity, but also it's like representation. Like I'm like, there's not a lot of black chefs out there, and a lot of times you do get pigeonholed and only making.
No,
soul
but
food.
what I mean is, piggybacking off of his question, playing devil's advocate, what's the reason why you don't have?
Because I don't think it's helpful to people. I don't think it's helpful for me to
Okay,
like for
That's
me to go to school and learn all this shit about
and then give people
give people
foods
like
and-
a bunch of
yeah.
a bunch of like French fry dishes, and I don't respect people to do that, but I just know like I didn't go to school to learn how to make to learn how to sell and make like all these things for people.
Yeah.
You know, like so that's pretty much what it is. It's just like an integrity thing, and also it's just like for me, I want to work with athletes, so I can't be out here selling all these different types of like very fattening meals and be like, oh nah, but I do healthy stuff too.
Yeah, no.
You don't want to have
Don't
separate
Be hard to convince
menus.
people.
You know
there,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, a lot of stuff that I do is like that's kind of what I bridge the gap, because similar to like you with the whole fitness thing is like meal prep companies are really bad. Like the meal prep companies meal prep is pretty boring.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when,
it is.
like
Steak, broccoli.
yeah, it's steak, broccoli.
Brown rice.
So for me, it's like
Ground
it's
turkey.
really easy for you to stop that, because the second that you go out and someone's like, you're trying to get some pizza,
It's
you're not
over.
thinking like, nah, I got like this grilled chicken at the house, and but like we
That's
all,
heavily dependent on discipline, though. Also,
for sure. But I think it's like if you enjoy eating the food that you don't feel like you're sacrificing.
But when do we take a stand at the disparity of all right, I'm eating this food and I may not totally enjoy it like I would
You have to have a goal.
rice and beans, pernil, and whatever, and I'm being healthy compared to sacrificing, like you
Yeah.
said. I think that like there should always be a healthy medium, and the healthy medium I feel as though is met between nutrition and fitness.
Yeah.
Because
Of course, yeah.
like a friend of mine, he is a a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, 2 times world champion. Shout out to him. I won't give his name because he's mad shy.
We don't give shout outs.
Yeah. So
I just shout out ShopRite before.
so like
Fuck ShopRite. It's like, nah. Sponsor us.
so
ShopRite.
he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion since he was 15 years old. He's my age, 27 right now. Actually, how old am I? Yeah, I'm 27.
I was about to ask you this. You sure?
Yeah.
Like,
But what I could tell you is, and it actually pisses me off a little bit, is that this mother effer eats fast food like 2 or 3 times a day. Every single day, trains twice a week,
yeah.
and he is I would say the epitome of physical health.
From the visually, maybe not on the inside. I would think, right?
I would agree with you on that, yes. But the only reason I would say on the inside he's also healthy is because of the amount of physical exertion that he has to give out due to his training regimen. So we run 10 miles every 3 days. We're doing wrestling 6-7 hours a day. And this is all before 1-2 p.m. And it's all fasted cardio. But once he breaks his fast, he's literally breaking his fast because he's going to McDonald's and he's getting 2 McChickens,
Yeah.
a 10-piece chicken nugget,
Damn right.
and a McFlurry. And he's eating it, and the next day, no problem whatsoever. And I promise you,
How old is he?
he's 27.
Okay. Oh, he said
If-
the same age as you.
If I eat a goddamn 2 McChickens and I go to try to train the next day, I feel sorry for the person I'm sparring with because I'm probably throwing up on you.
Freeworld, is your clothing line a reflection of your lifestyle? Because you live a relatively healthy lifestyle and a fit lifestyle. Is your clothing line reflective of that, or is it just something you made up and something you wanted to create and have the people consume?
It's not reflective of. Yeah, I guess it is reflective of my lifestyle in a whole, of course, but not so much fitness.
Right.
It started off because I wanted to see my fitness logo on T-shirts. Real simple. A friend of mine took me into the basement, showed me his machines.
Took you into the basement.
Pause. Took me into
That shit
his
sounds
basement.
scary, nigga. Not pause.
Took me
Fuck.
into his
I ain't going to
We
a
was going
nigga's
with you. We
basement.
was going with you. We
Yeah.
were letting you finish the story. Go ahead.
took me downstairs, showed me his machines, had us do some designs for him. Long story short, he fucked up because he showed me his machines.
Oh, shit, okay.
So I ended up doing my own thing. People seen that, and they just wanted to get their clothes done. I started running with it, and then everything I learned with other people's clothes, like if he says he wants 3 colors on his shirt, I may have never done 3 colors on this shirt, but next time I'll do 3 colors because I learned how to do it on his.
Right.
I've learned so much.
It's a snowball
off of-
effect.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's the name of your brand?
Freeworld
Just
Fit. It's legally Freeworld Fit.
Right.
But I just
What is it illegally?
No. I mean legally on paperwork.
Like, that's
paperwork.
It's just called Fit. I don't know.
Like business.
Nah,
That's
yeah,
my
that's
business name
what-
because there is probably another clothing brand out there called Freeworld.
Yeah, with the
I don't-
copyright and all that stuff.
I don't want
yeah.
no legal issues, but legally
word.
it's Freeworld Fit. That's the name I solidified.
So you guys know each other, I guess, for a while?
No, they don't know each other.
I
I
don't
brought them
know.
together because I felt like this be like, first of all, I thought they could do something together creatively.
Oh yeah, we're gonna work after
Like
this most definitely.
The
yeah.
correlation between fitness and food, I think, can go hand in hand. So I wanted to connect them. One, but secondly, I wanted to ask about your following. What do you think it was a testament to that gave you your following? Was it your clothing? Was it your personality? Because you don't post a lot from what I saw.
No,
so I don't
it's
think
not-
it could be that.
It's not so much like I want to go back to it. It's not. I don't want to say I don't care about it. Obviously, I care about it. I scream about it to my family like this social media stuff. This is it. This is it. This is it. I'm crazy about it.
They're like, shut up,
They're
boy.
probably looking at you like you crazy
I'm
about
Go-
it.
go
crazy
wash your
about
clothes,
it,
boy.
low key, but it's not something I put pressure on. Like I'll post hard for 2 months, and then I'll take a month off. It's not something I put, but I'm posting on my story, and I have a Snapchat as well that I'm drawing fans to. I'll tag my Instagram and my Snapchat post, draw people back to the Instagram. It's like a funnel.
Yeah.
So
that I've
to
created.
put a pin in that, and maybe I'm answering this question a different way, but like your initial start and your following was based on training, personal training, or was it based
No,
on
it
more
really
of like a
started
brand
to,
building?
It started to grow when I was brand building, and I started working with different artists. I was doing music for a little bit.
Okay.
I was working with different artists
Before training?
after fitness.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is the first thing
No, it
That
wasn't
brought-
training. It wasn't training.
that brought you to the, I guess, the entrepreneur glory?
It's not even glorious. It's
no,
just,
no,
it's
no,
just
yeah,
my
yeah.
business card, so I try to build it as much as I can.
And how'd you feel about training? Did you feel? I mean, obviously, since that's not your main, revenue source, it wasn't what panned out.
Right now,
For
how,
you, but-
right now, how I feel about training, we've built a garage gym in one of our local community in the community that we live in on one of the main streets.
Mm.
So we bring people in on a daily basis. That's just how I feel about. I don't really want to do too much with it, but I still want to be around it.
You refer to Instagram as a business card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that too, yo. And someone disagreed with me. Like, Instagram, I mean, for the most part, is the new business
Listen,
card.
if people ask me for a physical card, I say, do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
If you don't have Instagram, I'm good.
In 2019,
I actually, unfortunately, or fortunately, have to adamantly disagree. In this day and age, no matter what day and age, like, I'm a business and lifestyle consultant, so that's a very vague title.
I don't even know what
But-
that means.
Exactly. But
Sounds made up.
But as far as that goes, if someone were to ask me, do you have a business card, or do you have contact information, I'm pulling out my card holder and giving them a business card.
What are you losing
That's
more
still a
often,
great
your
way,
phone
yeah.
or the business card?
My wallet.
People are throwing that card out.
You're not losing your phone as
They-
often as you have in a business card.
think so?
Hold on,
I
but
You're
don't
not
think
losing the
always. I
app.
think it depends.
Hold on,
I think
the
it
reason-
depends.
I think
Yeah,
it depends
yes.
on who you're talking to.
Do you
Yeah,
know how I do
yes.
business
100%.
cards?
Yes.
I agree.
I take them home, I throw them on the desk. I can't find them 2
No,
weeks
but-
later.
Depends
Yeah, but
on
it
who you're
dep-
talking to.
I think
It
that it's still
depends-
very powerful.
It depends on who you're talking to, because if your target demographic are higher echelon individuals, then business cards are the only way for them to keep
In
a
contact.
steady contact of
Listen,
the people
they
that
better
they're meeting
wake
with.
up. It's 2019. Get
Yeah,
Instagram because
but-
you can go on my Instagram and you can hit a contact button and get directly in contact with
But
me.
look who the
But
main
even
consumers
still,
are.
but even still though, because a physical card
Right.
says a lot about one's
I hear you.
You're not
business
presentation.
and-
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not old, but you talking like an old nigga. So like the
But
young,
who got the money?
but the
One of
younger
the old
kids,
niggas.
the younger kids, this is all they have.
No,
They're
I'm
not
broke.
gonna worry about a
Bro.
business
I'm
card.
broke.
So they'll follow
Balance.
Keon, up and coming show. We'll follow Keon and
You
look
can
at his
have
page.
both though.
and see-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why?
No,
why
I'm
not
sure.
two have?
No,
to,
I'm not
you know?
saying you can't have both, but this is gonna.
You better have your
overpower that.
Instagram on that.
This is
on
more.
that card.
yeah, for
this,
sure.
This is
On
more.
the card. it
No,
better
for
be.
sure.
The business
is
card
more-
over the past few years has definitely fallen out of favor, but I think in the most recent, maybe 2-3 years, I definitely see just now before the podcast, didn't we get business cards?
I
like
lost the
still
shits
to
already.
me that still matters to
It's
me.
like
I'm
right
old
here.
school.
Not
But to
for-
me, that still
yeah,
matters.
No,
and not for
I
nothing.
handed somebody my business card. I saw them drop it out of their pocket 5 minutes later.
Well, you was giving
No,
the
it was
wrong
actually a
person a
listening
business
party.
card. then.
Exactly. No, I
Wrong
agree
I
with
person.
you.
handed Grizz a business
And-
card. He dropped the shit.
And not for
You're not
nothing.
lying.
Dead ass.
No, no.
I literally saw it, yo.
I agree with you, and not
Okay.
for Coco, and not for nothing. I agree with you, and like, I personally, if I'm doing business or if I'm hosting an event or whatever the case may be, and someone asks me, "Oh, can I get your business card?" The whole process of pulling out my card holder, showing them that I have a card holder,
Yeah.
giving them a personalized business card, and giving it to them. I'm not giving just any Joe Small business card. Otherwise, I'll just be like, yo, take my number down.
We're going to have this conversation again in like 3
Yeah.
years.
I'm giving specific people business cards, and we're going to have the same conversation. I'm going to have the same mindset because I'm also old school as far as scheduling.
Mm.
Like, all my scheduling's in my phone, obviously. but I have a scheduler that I keep with me.
Like a planner, like a book.
24/7 I keep with me. And I physically need to write down ideas, plans, and schedules physically. Because there's no way for me to be like, oh, shit, my phone didn't save that. Or, oh, damn, this and that's the third. I could pull out my book.
I'm about to get you in a second. Finish. Go ahead.
And pull it out. But, yes, I get it. It's not always convenient to have,
Heard
you know, a planner like that.
Yeah.
But the right people appreciate the right methods.
I'm about to get you.
I agree.
What is on your business card, Keon? Is your social media on your business card?
Yeah.
So what's the fucking point of the card? Just
Ay,
give them the
Dios
Instagram. You're
mío.
using it to promote your Instagram, your social media.
They're gonna follow your Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to
From
toss the card in the
Yes.
garbage. Oh, this shit, I don't need it. I got what I
I
need
got
from
the
it.
Instagram.
If
It has my
Fuck
email
that
on
business
there,
card.
too.
Fuck,
If-
yo, give me the email. Yo,
Nah,
fuck out of
sounds
here.
personal.
If you're
It's a-
connecting, if
Personal.
you're
Sounds
connecting,
very
if
personal.
I
you're
hate how
con-
much you know me.
yeah, if you're connecting with the
That's
right
experience.
people, if you're connecting with the right people, that business card, regardless of if it has your phone number, I have 2 phones. So if it has your personal, your business, your email, your Instagram, whatever it is on that business card, the physical aspect of the business card in certain circles means more than the actual physical. I mean, the actual, like, just giving someone your information.
Fam, I hear you,
I
but
understand.
I disagree wholeheartedly. And I respect what you're saying. I respect that you still live like that. I wish I could do that, but like, this is
'cause somebody
everything.
dropped my damn business
Fortunately,
card.
unfortunately, this is everything.
I can agree with
Everything.
him on one basis. Like, I'm just getting started into doing real estate, right? So,
Get into
If-
that.
if
You just
I-
got your license
talk
recently,
about it.
didn't you?
but if I haven't started an Instagram and haven't started to build my Instagram, taking pictures of the houses, taking pictures of the projects and all that stuff and posting it, if I haven't started that, in that case, I would get a business card. But other than that, I'm directing all of my business card traffic to my Instagram, and I won't need it.
So we'll agree. It's a matter of personal choice.
But I
This is-
can't.
yes.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess in higher echelons and in I guess older traditional
Yeah, it's older people,
business
that's-
Older
bus-
folk like the
Yeah.
business
That's why I
cards.
say
It's
it
all right.
depends on
It's
the
the-
industry.
okay.
It depends on the people.
because
that you're
also
dealing with.
not for nothing, but you pull out your business card holder, and if you have
He's stuck on this
Uh,
business card holder. Can I see your business card holder?
yeah,
That shit sounds amazing.
Yo, if that shit ain't nice, you gotta get out, yo. If you ain't got, if that shit ain't
shit better
nice,
be gilded
I-
and gold.
that shit you gotta get out, bro.
I have a $1,200 alligator business card holder.
Yo, fam. Yo, how was it that I interviewed you last week and I don't know
How much
nothing
were the
about
business
you?
cards?
Much are business
$10
cards?
on
$10
Vistaprint.
staples.com. Nigga, I did the same shit, nigga.
Like $250 for like $250, $1 each.
What a card
Dollar,
holder
you're
at, bro?
handing out dollars to people?
Fam,
You're handing out dollars.
listeners, don't. I have business cards too, but don't come up to me with a card because I'm gonna lose it. That shit fire. Oh shit.
That
Don't give
shit.
him no more.
Shit, is
Don't
it a
give
cell
him
phone
no more. What
case?
time is it?
This shit look like
Give him a
fuck.
little
This is
bit, a little
fire.
bit. He can have
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah,
He
got
didn't even
you.
know how to open it.
I not open it. I ain't want to break it.
Oh my god.
Maybe just pull it out, like.
That shit
Yeah.
fire. Listeners, I promise you, it look good. It look cool.
It's heavy.
Yeah,
shit.
that's
Coco, why you take my card?
that's
I was
that's
gonna- I was gonna
alligator
refer
leather.
you.
That's alligator
This
leather
your cup?
and platinum.
Did it come
I
back?
see why you
I said
kept
he can
talking
have a
about
little
the
bit,
business
yeah.
card holder.
You know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
respect it, man. I
how you-
respect it.
so
you
he's
know what I'm
like-
saying? Like
Assistant,
somebody asks you for a business card and you pull that out.
Wait, am I? But yo, am I what I'm saying is crazy?
No,
I'm not crazy.
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. I'm just very old school
Yeah,
as far
vintage.
as how
Vintage.
how I like to do business with people because all right, so for example, he's a chef, right?
You about to steal that shit. You better watch out for Keon, yo.
Quality right
he's
there.
he's a chef. So
Yes.
if he tells somebody or he's talking to somebody, networking somebody, and he's like, oh, you know, I could provide this, that, to the third, and they're like, oh, so you know, what's your contact information? He can easily give contact information, and it's very aware that he's a chef.
Mm-hmm.
Same, you know, with him, he's, you know, a music mogul. If that's what it is, you see his Instagram, boom, you're already getting contacted with that.
Right.
You know what's funniest
For-
thing about this to me? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
For me, since my title is very vague,
You gotta show
it's
people.
very vague, this means more than if I were to trade over my Instagram to you. Because if I'm in, like, for example, after this, I'm going to the Playboy Club. I have an event there.
I'm going with you. Cool.
All right, we out.
I'm off tomorrow. I said I'm going. I'm going.
It's funny because
We
I
don't
was
need to
gonna
talk no more.
I was gonna invite everybody here.
We don't need to talk anymore. We're going.
So after this, I go there,
Yes.
and
We go there.
it's a completely different situation
Yeah.
because I put, even the way I'm dressed now,
You're saying it legitimizes you in a way.
yes,
Okay.
around the right people.
Around the
Really,
right
because
folk, okay.
what you're describing is about perception, and like that's why I said there's so many variables when it comes to that. Because when you're speaking to a particular group of people, this is what they're looking for. But a majority of the people that we're reaching that are young and our age, they are looking for the Instagram. So I think it really depends on who you're talking to. Like if I'm looking to have a conversation with an investor that's got like $30 million,
But do you not feel, not to cut you off, but do you not
Not to
feel,
cut you off, but I cut you off.
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Budden.
Joe Budden. Not to cut you off, but do you not feel as though, just like what you were saying, it's imperative to show people of our generation the how imperative it is to actually have physical representation of your quality.
Yeah, but
No.
this is my thing. This is crazy.
Not
The
showing
parallel
it to my
between us
kids.
right now.
I'm showing my kids Instagram.
Yo.
No, yeah, well, yes,
Not a
that,
business.
Yo, how old
guy.
are you?
that's under.
27.
Yo, all right.
I'm
So this
turning
is
That's
funny.
27 on
understood.
Monday.
This is funny because I'm also
We're all the
27,
same
right?
age.
So it's
We're all
like
the
you
same
have your perception on business is like your perception on like business and like connecting and stuff is different. Like it's old school, right?
Old school, yeah.
But mine is more modern and up with the times, and it's just like it's like the parallel between our ages and our, I guess, our experiences. I guess maybe you've seen more success that way, and I've seen more success in social media. So that's why I feel the way I feel. That's the way you feel.
It's also your target demographic.
yeah.
You
What it
have
comes
to.
down to.
You have to put aside your pride, right?
Can't.
Not you specifically,
This
but just
motherfucker.
in general as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Put aside your pride and realize what your target demographic is, right? If your target demographic is millennials that are primarily using social media as a marketing and sales aspect,
These niggas don't even got wallets, so you good.
yeah.
Facts.
Then of course, just sharing Instagram handle or whatever the case might be. But if your target demographic holds a wallet and a card holder separately from their wallet, it's
It's just about tailoring your message to the demographic.
yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
I don't even know who my demographic is. Like I
And-
really don't know. Like
and that's
You gotta
who
have
be listening.
both.
that's a very big thing to figure out and isolate initially on the voyage of business, and especially entrepreneurship. Because if you don't know where your target demographic is, then you could be fucking talking to a bunch of people who aren't actually listening. They might be hearing,
Oh no, they listen.
but they're not listening to what you're talking about. So if your target demographic
I saw them numbers.
is, like, let's say, for example, CR, his target demographic is
Haitian people.
Is
People with pineapple shirts.
yeah. So anybody with a Caribbean fucking like vibe to them or whatever the case may be. That's his target demographic.
Hoes.
But he's not actually talking
Oh.
to he's
Not
not
the hoes.
talking to them, and the people that are listening are Miss Jones and
You
Miss
hate
Jane.
Miss Jones.
Jones is back. Oh,
Miss
shit.
Jones is back.
Yo, Miss Jones, I'm sorry.
Miss Jones probably got a
You're not
fag.
sorry. It's okay.
All right,
I'm
Miss
sorry.
Jones, I'm honestly not sorry,
Yo,
but I do care for you, and this is a shout out to you, so you should feel good.
Keon, I wanted to ask you this. Like,
Yeah.
you started cooking for more popular clients who are more in the limelight, spotlight, whatever. Like,
For sure.
how's that experience been? First and foremost, like you have looked up to some of these people, right?
Yeah. Of course, I obviously want to cook for them. I listen to them and like
I'm hungry as hell.
so. So no, it's been cool. It's really humbling, and also it's just like I treat them like normal people.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing. Like I don't treat them like, yo, like
Like they're celebrities?
Yeah, I don't treat them like celebrities, and also like I say what's on my mind to them. You know, especially to like Flagrant 2 and stuff like that. Like I definitely have like, you know, I've texted Andrew like joke premises that like I thought were funny. Like
They're not used to that.
it's, you know, and it's a thing where it's like when you have money or when you're of someone that people hold value in, like even I'm sure with you, like people see the 20K or 40K people and they want to just be around you because for the look, but they don't genuinely treat you like someone that's like genuinely a person.
And people want to be around people
You know?
who are doing something that they're not. Like,
Well, I think some people like the clout, like being next to someone that has 40K makes people feel important.
yeah.
But if you're not genuinely trying to do something for that person and provide value for them, essentially,
It's a
like,
leech.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
leech. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's been like, let's say I don't expect that just because I cook for them that like now I have all access to them.
You know.
Like
yeah.
because I have their number, because I have this, like now I can just be like, yo, it's good.
Fair.
But at the same time, I also understand that like there's a level of professionalism and also there's a level of like I'm cooking for people. Like this is the most intimate thing I could be doing for
Yeah.
them. So it's a thing where it's like there's no awkwardness about it because I'm just like, bruh, I'm bringing your food. Like I feel like I should be able to like say like something funny about your shoes, like, you know. Like I'm not like it's for me it's not awkward, but for me it's just like I try to tell people treat people the same. And also I don't ask them for anything either.
Yes.
Like I don't ask for nothing. Like yeah, like people that work that do say Palooza. Like I'm sure I could ask to go, but for me it's like
Do say Palooza was lit.
but as for me it's a lot of times I
Don't go.
I don't ask because it's just like
No, I'm gonna tell you why after the show don't go, but
How do you feel about the whole concept of closed mouths don't get fed though?
closed mouths do get fed though.
Not as much as the open.
Well,
mouth.
if you ask for the opportunity, I feel like when you're asking for like material things, like yo, can you
Oh,
give me this
okay,
club?
okay.
can we speak on access a bit though? Like, just were you done? Did I cut you off?
No, you
Joe
did not.
Budden.
Oh, my bad.
No, you didn't.
I listen to a lot of Joe Budden. You have a large
Shout out.
following. You have access to people I'm a fan of too,
For sure.
and you have a large following as well. But I would never ask you guys to like put me in a room with somebody. That's just the way my integrity works. But have you all had experience?
What if it was I'm sorry. What if it was somebody you really wanted to work with?
I do really want to work with the people that Keon has met.
Okay.
I really genuinely do. I've met Andrew Schultz a few times.
Asking
and
for an introduction, I don't think is out of hand.
no, but even that, I just feel like it's like
It won't be organic.
I wouldn't want him to feel like I'm using the position that he worked himself into
I
to my
would-
advantage.
I've put people on to like meet them. So like there was a Flagrant 2 like live show where they like during the finals, and I brought people that I cooked for were coming with me. And I know how awkward it is when you're in a space where everyone wants to meet these people. And I saw it firsthand that there was a bunch of dudes that are fans of the podcast, fans of everyone on the show, but didn't want to like dick ride. They were like, nah, everybody's mad thirsty. I don't want to do it. But it's like, we're all here for the collective thing. Like,
yeah.
so I had to like, you know, they're like, I don't want to bother them. But I'm like, bro, like you paid money to be here.
It's almost like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, so it's like, so I had to like bring them to that person. Because for them, you see them on such a pedestal that you're like, I don't want to interrupt them. I don't want to seem too thirsty.
Yeah.
But it's literally like, if you're a fan, no one's going to shit on you for liking what they do.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I
That's
don't think
debatable.
that's not debatable at all. If someone's
Well,
like, if
specifically liking for what they do, like
Yeah.
no, but it depends how you come off.
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm like, yo, I really like your clothing brand, I'm a huge fan, no one's going to be like, fuck out of here, nigga. Like, you talking about you like my shit.
Can you imagine?
Depending on the
Yeah.
situation, though. Depending on the situation.
But I'm saying, if you come to them like, yo, I'm really a huge fan, it's really like, just like super grateful, like, yo, like, I'm really huge, like, I really like it.
But did you extend your hand to those people who came with you, or did they reach out to you?
They reached out to me.
So all I had to do was ask this whole time. Damn.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't
Yeah,
get
like,
fed.
I know,
like,
but like-
Andrew reached out to me.
But you know what it is though? Like I just don't ever like I'm still on my way up just like you are. So I would never want to like try to
You gotta build
use what you've done to
you-
climb over
well,
you,
you
right?
gotta build equity with the people around them. That's how I did it.
Yes.
So that's what I did. Like
Social equity.
Like I didn't like. Of course, we all like. I'm a huge fan of Drew, and I'm a huge fan of Kaz.
One of my favorite comedians all
Like,
time.
like you can slide in DM and be like, "Oh, I'm a huge fan. Like I love to work to you," but like you got to think about like they get millions of DMs. So
Oh, yeah,
for me, it was
slide
building
in
equity, and I cook for people around them. So I like athletes that like I know I want to cook for. I don't DM them. I'm like, yo, what's good? I'm an up and coming chef. I DM their trainer and try to provide value to them, because the thing about it is everybody in this room,
It's who you know.
it's who you know, and also like you trust someone that your man's or your friend vouches for. You know, you have more of a trust, because everyone's gonna want to sell you something.
Yeah.
But if someone you know vouches like, nah, he's good, that's how literally like it started. Like I cooked for Wheezy, cooked for Alex, and Alex said he gave a food to Andrew, and Andrew hit me up personally, and then from there, it's a thing of like consistency, cooking for more people, providing value, like building up the equity of like, nah, I didn't ask them for money. Like I cooked for them for free for a month.
But it's different. Like you are providing a service to them. If I'm asking you to put me in a room with them as a podcaster, they get those type of offers all the time. So that's why I haven't asked you up to this point. Be like, yo, you can put me in a room and give them my business card. It's different. You know.
I think.
How would you feel if I asked you that?
Well, I think what I would do is I'll tell you to go to a space where like they're having like a collective, like where they're meeting the fans or something like that.
Yeah.
And I can lead you to them so you don't feel like
Like an industry mixer.
Yeah, like something like a mixer or something where they hold an event where, because if I bring you with me on the delivery, they'll be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
what am I doing?
Weird.
Holding the bag?
But if you go to an event where it's a lot of people and they know me because I cook for them, and then I bring you along, that's pretty much what I did. Like, they're gonna give you the time because like
Off the strength of you.
off the strength of like they're good people, but also it's like, oh yeah, like you're cool with Keon, so like why would they wouldn't ignore you? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would recommend if you do want to meet those people, you have to go to an event space where they're meeting people, and then if I go, yeah, I can definitely like put you. I have no problem putting out like what you want to do but I definitely think you should reach out to the people around them first, like Eden, Alex, all those people. Like, those are the people, but also like, you have to understand that it's a value thing. Like, they have to see, because they are at a point now where it's like a lot of people take more than they give from that situation.
And that's my issue with social media, because like people initially, most people look at Instagram as a business card. So they go to your file, they're like, how many followers do you have? And then if you don't have enough into what their mind is, what is they deem as successful, then that's it. It won't go any further.
But that's not true, because I'm sure there's numerous other chefs that they could have chose in New York.
And not only that, but
they didn't experience what you had to offer. They didn't experience what they had to offer. They experienced what you had to offer.
Yeah, but I'm saying is like the reason why I say I combat that
recognition
is
wise.
it's recognition, but also it's like Andrew has a deal with Seamless. Like, he didn't have to pay for my food.
Okay,
You know
I didn't know that.
So that's what I'm saying is like when you put like what you do in front of someone, if they see that they see value in it, the follower count doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we were just talking. All we
Because
need to
you
do
know
is be
what's-
in a room, yo. That's
Because
it.
you know what's
like,
crazy?
Because
Like,
everyone has to start somewhere.
I just need to be in a room. and
Like,
that's
you
it.
can have 40K, you can have 60K, and they could still not see what you're doing as
Yeah,
valuable.
at all.
I agree.
Facts.
You know?
At all.
Facts.
At all. Because, like I said earlier, I have an event at Playboy House after this.
That we're going to, yes.
My boy Ronnie, who's the membership and VIP relations manager there, he only has like 2K followers around there, something light, nothing crazy.
Yes.
But he's well known in the hospitality industry, bar none.
Mhm.
Like, he's well known, and I think I feel like it's a tightrope almost to whether or not you wanna feel like you need to balance on this, or you feel as though like, you know what, I don't need to do that, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Both sides could work.
And also, like, what I did, like, of course, like, we all had the point where we're like, all right, like, we got to get my follows up. But what I realized I did is, like, I stopped checking the numbers. I just kept putting out, like, more and more stuff. Like, I just kept putting on more of my content. And I wasn't hashtag Justin Bieber. It wasn't hashtag, like, all these different things. It was, like, I put it out, and I kept getting better and better at it. And
Just being consistent.
just being as consistent as I can, but also, like, when you put too much pressure on something like that, like, oh, this post should have got 50 likes, and then it doesn't, now it becomes more of a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the reason of why, like, everything I do is I don't want anything in my life to feel like a job or obligation.
Right.
You know, like I want it to be organic, and that's why you like Andrew, because you feel like he's an organic person. His jokes come organic. You don't feel like he's pandering.
Yeah.
And when you do these things where you're adding like a numerous amount of people, or like where you're like putting a bunch of hashtags that don't relate to your content, you're bringing in traffic, but not traffic that's sustainable. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, even when I first came out here, it was like 700. Now it's like 15.
Over a G, yeah.
So it's like, so, but the thing about it is like, that doesn't put money in my pocket until like the people that I need to see me. Like I just, you know. So for me, I just don't put a lot of pressure on it, and also just like keep working, because like you're gonna get noticed. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna get it noticed, because like,
can I chime in?
Yeah,
sure.
Like I totally agree, because like when I said I made that transition, like when I first started with the social media shit, like when first Instagram was popping, all that. Yeah, I was so worried about the numbers and all that. And then I went to, then I had realized it's so much more powerful nourishing these relationships in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I realized instead of using Instagram as the forefront, use it as a way to reinforce what they've met in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be more impressed now that I've met you in real life, we're having a conversation, and then I see your Instagram, I'll be more impressed because I actually met you and talked to you first. So for me, it was like, that's the transition I started making. And now I'm also in a place where I don't care about the numbers. Like, I'm just going to post freely, and I'm learning how to really like put my personality through my social media, because I used to be afraid to be silly in front of people, because I'm a very silly person, and only my closest friends really see that side. So
are we your closest friends?
Yes, you guys are my closest friends. Like, I'm silly around you motherfuckers.
Are we though?
Just make sure.
Yeah, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I just want to be a
Are we
friend to
though?
somebody. You know what I mean? I don't know who really deems me as a friend.
When you picked me up that day, you weren't that city.
Oh,
well,
worst Lyft driver ever.
I'm saying though, we're still working.
That's why you got-
Professionalism.
that's
He
why you
has
got
to
those
incorporate
two-
the professionalism.
Can I
Yeah,
stunt?
those
Can,
two
yo, can I
stars.
stunt right quick? Can I
Yeah,
stunt right quick for the
please.
Here we
show?
go. Here we go.
I was
Hit
going to do it in the beginning of the show. I was going to
Please.
be petty. I was going to be, you know.
Stunt on them, please.
So as we all know, we done? We done talking?
I wasn't, but please.
Oh,
Please
well now you
continue.
done.
Please
Now
cut
you
me
done.
off.
If you stunting, you stunting.
So as we all know, there are multiple outlets where podcasts can go on. You know, Apple, iTunes, Google Play. There's one called Castbox. All the shows on this network are on there. You know, it just so happens that Introverted Intuition has the most listens out of every show on this network, and it's about 60 plus shows on this network. So,
Wait, what?
but we,
What?
and that's just one medium for
Sounds like an ad.
one medium.
Like that.
It sounds like an ad. I'm preparing for the advertisers. You know, I'm just saying,
addy.
Introverted Intuition
So
is the most listened
use
to
my discount
podcast.
code Introverted
it sound
Intuition.
addy.
Introverted
10%
Intuition is the
off
most
your
listened
first
to podcast out of all the shows on Gotham Podcast Studio
Tight,
on
yeah.
Castbox. So thank you so much for the listens. I just had to say that because
That's
when I
amazing.
saw that, I
Cut the check.
you know what I mean. I was very honored. So
That's tight.
How humbling. Can I finish?
yeah, I just had to throw it
Back to
throw
what
us
I
out
was
there, you know
saying.
what I mean?
So what I was saying is that I think it's super important to nourish those relationships in real life, because like I think we're stuck in a digital age where it's super important, because you're talking to a guy that's like in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely understand the importance of it, but I think generally speaking, people have forgotten to add that extra real live touch.
Like
You know
your
what I'm
business
saying?
card. Here
Yeah,
you
because
go.
there's been many times where I might have met somebody just because I met them instantly. I got their Instagram, but then we never talked again. You know what I'm saying? And I hate when that happens, because I feel like it's such a waste. Like, you know what I mean? It's just-
Communication is both ways. Goes both ways though.
it does.
Two-way
it does-
street.
it
The
does.
the personal interactions is
It's
truly
key.
it's truly how you like build yourself. 'Cause, like,
It's
And-
truly
and
meet as many
honestly,
people as
I
possible. yo.
can say that's a testament, because not for nothing, and we spoke about this on the last episode, but I met CR 2 weeks ago.
sure.
He picked me up
Unless-
from his day job on Lyft,
Uh-huh.
and I was on my way to my friend's job, and I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but you know, we ended up having a conversation. It was a good 20, 25 minute, 30-minute drive. We had a good conversation.
Did he rap for you?
He didn't rap for me. I tried. I even beatboxed for him. and he didn't rap. So
And you
I
said
was
you
like,
freestyle earlier.
That's
Come
a
on.
lie,
Yeah,
bro.
so
I'm
I
a
was
beast,
like,
my
you
nigga.
lie.
I can freestyle.
So I'm
bro.
like, yo,
That's a
yo,
lie.
I had the you know the drums in the subway that they be having like I had the drums in the back
Does he
and
look
he
like
didn't
a
even
nigga with
spit me
drums?
nothing.
No 16, no 4.
Nothing. I had a
lie.
3-piece suit with drums and drumsticks. Anyway,
Yeah, one
so he,
star.
Yo, you fucking up my business.
so he picked me up
Alright.
and it was a very cohesive interaction
Tight.
and it led me to come here.
This sounds like another ad for Lyft. I'm not even.
Lyft, sponsor us. We got a driver
Yeah.
right
You'll
here.
never know who you
You know what I
meet.
mean? We talk nothing but good things about you. I love
Building
those
relationships every
50%
day.
discounts every month. You know what I mean? But
Connect on
I have
your
a
ride.
question for.
That's a good one.
Chill out. I have a question for Freeworld, Prosper, and just whoever who wants to answer this. Like, as we're all like gaining like our own followers on on Instagram, whatever. Like, this bound to be comments and shit, like criticism.
For sure.
Like Freeworld, have you gotten any criticism or any merch that you released, and how did you handle that if you got any?
No, I mean, if I do, I just ignore it.
Criticism doesn't affect your mindset at all.
No, not at all. You got to be blind to that. You have to be blind to it. Nobody's willing to do it straight to your face.
Yeah.
That's I could test. Yo,
And if
I attest to
they
that.
are, you sit down and you have a conversation with them. Like,
sure.
oh, really? Talk to me. What?
Yeah.
Is,
Say it.
Have you ever?
What's the problem?
Have you ever gotten constructive criticism where you looked at it and was like, you know what, you right. I
Yeah,
need
but
to.
that's when we sit down and we open up conversation.
Right.
As for that little trolling stuff,
Yeah. Just ignore it.
nah.
And Prosper, do you get any criticism on your food? Like the rice was too chewy, bullshit.
Nah, not really. Like, because like it's all about like it's food. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so subjective already. Like, you don't like it, like okay, like okay, you don't have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? The same way with your clothing line. Like, if you don't like it, like no,
Block me.
Yeah, like you don't have to buy it.
Facts.
Like there's no pressure on it at all. I mean, obviously, like the validation that I need is that like people see me as what I wanted them to see me as, and that's like as a chef and as like a creative and as a person like this. But like people that have things to say and judge like how I do things or tell me different routes to go, it's truly like tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? Like you really just have to have a vision of what you want to do, and people can deter you, tell you get a job, tell you go back to school, tell you this and that.
Oh my God,
But the
yes.
reality is like you know where you want to be, and those things a lot of times are just what they've been taught, so they're just putting them on you. So
That's so
a lot of
fucking
times, and also
true.
like.
So true.
And also, it depends on like what they're saying. And do they have credibility to even talk to me like that? You know
Are
what
they
I'm saying?
doing what you're
As a
doing to
consumer,
know?
I think
Yeah.
they should.
But I don't think they should.
No.
I don't think they should because if you're not giving me a solution, then you're just part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like, yo, that's just whack. But actually why? And you're just like, it's just whack.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
You don't have a real
Like
reason.
if you don't have a real reason, then I feel like you're just doing that because like something inside of you is not okay.
Some type of jealousy.
This is a question to the room. I got this question earlier from watching Idris Elba. He was on, I'm not sure if you're all familiar with the show on Complex called Hot Ones with Sean
Yeah.
Evans.
Okay.
And basically they were talking about like public life and private life as a celebrity, fame, notoriety, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the question for the room is, as you get more successful, do you want your private life to be more public, or you want to keep it as private as possible? And Idris's point to that question
You should answer that.
was reality TV kind of changed that narrative in that
Right.
game. Like, you know, the authentic shit is on Jersey Shore, Real World, all that shit. But when you see a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, he's acting like that shit's real, but it's not. So, yeah, for me, I'll answer it like, as this podcast like grows more, as it grows, like, my public life will have no choice but to be out there because I'll probably expose myself. Like, I have nothing to hide. I feel completely comfortable with what I have going on, and yeah, my shit could be out there. Like, if I'm fucking 3 girls at the same time, like I have three girlfriends, like Blueface.
Oh
If
my
I'm-
God.
Yeah, if I have, like,
Congratulations.
if I have like four girlfriends like Blueface, like, yeah, I want y'all to know it. Like, I want to be as
Tight.
transparent as possible, because then what was the point of me doing all this? You know, like, I'm being
sure.
myself this entire time.
I
So
don't want
why
nobody to
stop?
know that.
You know. So Coco, as we get more followers, I know you have a daughter, like you have a family, like
My daughter is a whole adult.
right, but
Oh shit.
you know, people would say when we do on that level of success, like, would you want your personal life?
No.
out there?
No.
Why?
That's fine.
Because I'm an introvert and I'm super private.
Well,
so
that's
no.
fine. What about you, Dak? Well, do you like worry about like, do you feel like you indulge more in your like private life, as like your clientele?
Nah, for me, my girl says this. Why didn't you post me?
We're not posting you.
It's
We're
like.
not.
Again, personal.
Yo, fuck out of here! Yo, shut up.
For me, I tell her plain as it is, like all honesty, I'm not making money. You're not Kim Kardashian to Kanye. Like, we're not making money off of this relationship. Why should I be publicizing it?
I see her side and I see your side.
Nah, of course, all girls want that glory and all that stuff. But if we were making money and it was different, I mean, yeah, but I don't see the point of revealing my private life. No.
Okay.
Keon, you're probably out there already.
Well, no, like for me, it's just been like, cause I did the whole like I'm gonna be a chef and I'm just only post my knives and I'm only posting me cutting vegetables and like that shit. But the reality is like.
But how's her risotto?
You already know my risotto's pop. Stop playing.
No, not yours, hers.
Oh, it's good. She went to culinary school too.
No, she's good then.
So like for me, it's just like building the bridge where it's just like. I don't post everything about my life, but I definitely post like a lot of pictures of like me with like my shorty's cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a thing where it's like,
No, he ain't lying.
but that's the thing.
I believe him.
But that's the thing where it's like it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand why.
He butterflied those cheeks.
I
by the
don't
way.
understand why I should like censor it, but at the same time, it's not like an open diary. I'm not just exposing everything in my life. Like you're not gonna know when we're fighting. You're not gonna know anything like that. But for me, it's like. It's all about like the moments. It's like why should I not post this? It's like, oh, because I'm running like a business, but it's like if the business is me, why should I censor it? You know, of course it's like obviously different clientele and stuff like that, but it's like at the same time you have to be true to yourself and also be like, all right, like this is me. You know what I'm saying? Like these other entities want to work with me, and if this is me, like this is what they have to deal with. And obviously you tone it down like based on however you want, but you shouldn't completely censor yourself based on the perception of others. So for me, everybody in culinary school was doing the same shit, going to restaurants, taking picture of plates, expensive at restaurants, and I was like, that's just for the birds. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm drinking sangria here, like I'm over here, so it's like that's my life. And also I don't want to be fraudulent. I don't want to pretend like I only at the finest places. I'm always cooking. But reality is I'm on the train a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The reality is like the same way you got a girl, I'm sure it's like sometimes a little bit of a break from like constantly like working. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just like, you know, like we chilling right now. Yeah. And then like no one's got to know the extent of your relationship. But it's just like I have no problem divulging in it because a lot of times it's like self-deprecating, like joking about like my life. So I have no problem with it. I mean, it's just like I cook, so I don't think anyone's really like that focused in on my life at this moment.
Yeah, if you're not ashamed of what you got going on, then show that shit. Like,
yeah, and also it's just like, it's just like when you date people that like already put like their life out there and stuff like that, it's kind of just like it's just like it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kross, as you climb the ladder of whatever success you're achieving towards.
Business card success.
Nah, I'm broke.
You can have a business card holder company, bro.
You
Nah.
broke,
That
but you
shit's
have
fire.
a business
Ever
card
say they
holder
broke.
that's $2,000.
Nobody's broke.
Bro, you're not broke with all them accessories on. Fuck out of
sell
here.
that business card
Apple
holder.
Watch, gold
Yeah,
bracelets
bro.
that's real, not turning your wrist green.
You
Fuck out of
dead ass
here.
have like 8 bracelets and 17 chains.
Let me
on.
borrow $20,
So-
bro.
So
You got it. I know you do. You got to lift a CR. I know you got $20.
He don't carry small bills. He
So,
don't
I
got no
mean-
20.
Oh. 20 small? Damn, I'm broke.
no, bro. 50's is small. Anyway,
I'm broke as fuck.
what was the
Like,
original question?
like as you ascend into your career path, like, do you think you'll keep your private life private, or will you think you'll have it out in the open?
I think my private. Honestly, I feel like that's a loaded question, and the reason why I say that, hold on, the reason why I say that is not based on the usual circumstances. I guess what males would portray, but because since I own hospitality companies, I'm dealing with models. I'm dealing with travel.
I'm sorry. What do you do? I'm sorry. No, like not even trying to be funny.
No, yeah,
like,
I'm a business and lifestyle consultant.
fucking help me.
By the way, we're about to do some business and lifestyle consulting after this podcast. Because I need help. I need help, man. Help me out,
He needs
bro.
a consultation.
Why you think I brought you back? I need help, man.
So I'm a business and lifestyle consultant, and I essentially make people's either business more efficient, and along with brand recognition, things of that nature, or when it comes to lifestyle, whether it's fashion, whether it's fitness, whether it's wellness, whether it's brand recognition, whether it's travel, whether it's acknowledgement, it's a whole encompass based on the network that I've, brought together.
Got it.
But for me, my personal life always will have to be private. And I've, for better or for worse, dealt with the change in the last year or two in a past relationship, of how much it actually has affected me, because it has to be private because of my job description and my clientele and the confidentiality that comes with what I do, and the natural, I guess, necessity for certain people, not only females but males also, to be exposed in the social media outlet, to make it seem like, oh, this person is mine, or this is my territory, or whatever the case may be. For me, it would never work that way.
Right.
Okay.
Because my confidentiality is literally what keeps me in business with my clients. So there's no way for me to just be like, oh, pop goes the weasel, here's my whole fucking relationship.
Yeah.
And then everybody knows exactly, what's going on.
Yeah.
It kind of, liquidates my whole business venture.
I feel like have to have a partner that understands that, like the different, like the separation between relationship and business. Like, you can't be on my business page, my Instagram, my business card. You can't be on that.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to make me money. It's not going to make us money. It's not going to make, regardless of what women say, I feel the amount of money that a man makes does factor in a little bit.
Into the relationship.
Yeah. In the relationship. So
It factors in a lot. I'm sorry, like we said before, I'm very old school. A man protects, provides, and pleasures.
facts.
And that is not in a singular mindset. It's in all aspects and all encompasses.
What comes first, the pleasure, protection, or provide?
Wait. I didn't get a chance.
Provide.
No, but no.
Get here.
I know you going. You. I just want.
Get
to.
here.
Coco, in your mind, what
Provide.
goes first?
What's that?
Pleasure, protection, and providing. Well, what's like most important to you, like in terms of those three? Like, what comes first? What comes second?
Pleasure.
Pleasure's
Why?
Pleasure. Why? Because I like pleasure.
No, yeah, but
first. You need that.
but beyond superficial necessity of pleasure, as far as like, physical and, being pleasured, you feel as though pleasure is more important than
No.
being provided for?
No. I don't
So then-
necessarily feel it's more more important, but
So then your answer needs to be like taken back, and then
If you
I'm
can't
still gonna say
make,
pleasure.
yeah, if you can't make her come, then like she don't want you to provide her. She do for herself. You know what I mean?
So that's like the prerequisite.
Because I would hope those other things,
Come
are
along
already,
with it.
exactly.
So-
or I would think I would know that already.
So how about, just play devil's advocate, if he can make you come, right, but he can't pay bills, is that
I wouldn't even be regarding that if that wasn't the case. If he can't pay his own bills, because I could pay mine, you should be able to pay yours.
but
So I'm not
saying-
addressing any
Pay your phone
pleasure.
bill, nigga.
No, yeah,
I'm
but
not
I'm
addressing
saying,
any pleasure until that's in my mind. That's already set. So for me, I'm just focusing on pleasure because I'm in a space in my life where not to say that's most important, but that's what I'm gravitating towards because I want to enjoy myself. I have certain things in my life that are already set and already good. So if you can provide, if you can provide for yourself and we're building together, then that's one thing. But my thing is, well, what's up with the pleasure? You know, like I'm older. I'm 39 years old. You know, so like my child is grown.
Nice, y'all too babe.
My child is grown. Like my home situation is pretty stable.
Yes.
You know, I'm getting into a space where I can be more creative because I can be.
Yes.
You know? And I've done certain things where it's like, all right, now I can set this time aside for me. So it's about the pleasure.
No, I feel you.
You have to tailor it to your own situation.
I feel you. I'll see you on 38th and Broadway.
Now, CR,
Yeah.
you are a rapper.
Yeah.
Sometimes rappers rap about their personal life.
Yeah.
And I feel I met your girlfriend maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Bars.
Do you still rap about hoes?
Nah. I write my truth. I don't have no hoes.
Do you have bars for us?
But like,
Huh?
no, he doesn't.
No 16.
I always got bars.
All right,
but
but
that's not what we're here
But
for right
let
now.
me finish.
No 16.
That's fine.
He got a 16, but
But
like, all right. Do you feel the pressure? Do you feel the pressure to
I
like?
gotta say that.
Do you as you become more successful and like, I mean, even like your relationship, as your relationship grows more, do you feel the need to have your personal life represented into your music and your social media, or do you just don't give a fuck and just keep it balanced?
I think for me, it's about balance. Like certain portions of my personal life, I reveal, especially through my music, and it makes the best content, to be honest. But I do it in a way where it's implied and not necessarily explained. You know what I'm saying? So like, especially in my music, I'll talk about things vaguely, or I'll speak about things that I've been through, but I won't name names, or I won't, you know what I mean? I won't be that specific, but you can get the gist of everything I'm saying. And even when it comes to like posting, like I'll post like a vacation, like me and my girl, we went to DR, but I never posted like, yo, this is me and my girlfriend.
Well, you got money.
Haitian on vacation.
You know what I'm saying? I never posted and said, yeah, this is me and my girlfriend. We're on vacation. Like, nah, it's just a video. Interpret it how you want to interpret it. Because she's in the video. There's other females in the video. Like, it's us all chilling. You know what I'm saying?
But why didn't you post that this is me and my girl?
Well, for one, my girlfriend works for the government. She can't have social media like that. Like, she works for the federal government, so she can't be out there like that.
I went to John Jay University, so I know how that works.
Exactly. So there's already a restriction when it comes to our relationship, which I love because I'm a very private person.
Said, which
anyway.
I
love it because she does not care about me posting her on my Instagram. Like some girls are really like, how come you don't post me? Blah, blah. And I remember the one time I did make a post, like I was being on some sweet shit for Valentine's Day. I'm not even gonna lie to you, my female following went down after that, bro.
Really?
Because females, like, I don't know what it is, but when you're single or you're presumably single,
yes,
they're more likely to follow you and engage and flirt with you. Like you have to keep that mystique. So I never have a definitive, am I single or am I in a relationship on the internet? Like
keep it vague.
I keep it vague, and I'm always taking pictures with different females, and but my girl knows I do that, and she knows what we are already.
Oh, you popular?
Listen, I'm gonna post you, but when I want to. That's
right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
and I want to.
I don't think there's any pressure to.
But are we going to the
if we're not serious, if we're not like,
there's really no pressure.
You say we're going to the therapist?
The Playboy Club.
Yo, I'm not gonna be
as someone may know. No, whatever. I'm not gonna consider it. We not going?
I'm not. I didn't have plans on going out tonight.
So.
So my next.
I'm not gonna be.
Do y'all? I'm gonna start with Freeworld. Like, do y'all feel like any competition with like any other influencers and creatives in your field?
No.
Because
there's room for everybody.
My perception of competition, I think, is overrated. I think we should all come together and create together and progress together. Because what's the point of fighting against each other? You know what I mean?
There's enough for all of us to eat.
But Freeworld, what do you think about that competition?
Everybody eats beat.
Do you feel competition with other fitness clothing line owners and creatives and shit like that?
No, not with what I do. I do custom work. I seen somebody named Jaff Threads out of Brooklyn.
You trash, nigga.
No,
you're not Freeworld, nigga.
I don't even feel that way. Like at heart,
I don't know him.
Yo, not for nothing, but whoever that was, you trash.
Yeah, I don't know you. I know Freeworld, nigga.
Get off the internet. Get off IG.
Stop copying my nigga.
You just said there's enough food for everybody.
If you ain't
except for him, I don't know you, nigga.
If you ain't Freeworld, get off social media.
Stop Close this podcast, nigga. You're not
Bye
welcome
bye.
no more.
Night night. Bye bye.
I'll leave the review though. We appreciate that. But yeah,
I took recognition to this guy because he was making custom work, but he's taking like Gucci and putting it with your Gap hoodie, I guess. Like he'll
Like-
customize any like
Like a Dapper Dan type of flow.
yeah, that type of
Okay.
thing. So I respect his craft, but I know he's really not what I'm into.
Yeah.
I know myself. So if I know myself, why are we competing?
it.
So if I know myself and he knows himself, then we both know we can bring something to the table and grow. What
Yeah.
you were talking about.
yeah.
There's no competition.
So you don't even acknowledge like other people doing the same thing as you. You just do what you do, and that's it. Tunnel vision.
If I acknowledge what they're doing, it's for growth.
Yeah, it's for inspiration. I think I take a lot of like what people do. Like I could be like, yo, this person's fucking like mad nice. Like they fucking cook for all these people, and instead of being like, yo, actually fuck that nigga. Like I hope it's like that's not gonna stop him from getting my money to me. And also it's just like, all right, what can I do so that can be me,
Right.
or what can I do to make myself better? And of course, in the beginning, when like you're first getting your feet set, there's people out there that you're better than that have more recognition or making more money than you.
Right.
But you also have to understand that like those people don't last.
I
know
feel
what I'm
like
saying?
I feel like there's a healthy medium, because
I feel like
you can't be you can't be a successful entrepreneur without being completely, for better or for worse, arrogant about your brand.
Humble but arrogant.
Yes, humble but arrogant about your brand,
You just explained.
and be a successful entrepreneur. It's impossible. It's really honestly impossible.
Yeah.
Because if you don't believe in your brand so wholeheartedly that you're willing to go against anybody else, then who the F else is going to believe in your brand but you?
Who wants smoke?
And that's the thing. Who wants smoke? And that's the thing. You go into business, you go into entrepreneurship, no matter where you're at, whether you're just starting or whether you have 50,000 followers and business is booming, the idea should always be, who wants smoke?
Yeah. I mean, like
Like, who wants smoke? Like, who is going to do it better than me?
I do truly believe competition is overrated, but I do believe, like, at least on this network for sure, I think Introverted Intuition is providing the best content on this network. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. And it's not just the numbers that I saw over the
You gotta
weekend.
flex on them.
It's just what I truly believe, because I've listened, and it just doesn't sound good to me. And, like, I mean, some shows, like, I love Nerds and Cool Kids. I love what Lee's doing with Thank Me Later. I love OTC Podcast. I still want to work with y'all. But, like,
Nope. We out here.
Other than that,
Intuition only.
Other than that, like, I just believe in this shit, and I know we're great. You know what I
We
mean?
all do because we're here.
Top two,
Facts.
and I'm not two, nigga.
Not two, nigga. What's above two? Tell me. Somebody tell me. What is above two?
One.
Exactly, nigga.
Number
Fuck out of
one.
here. And that's what I
That's the way
saw.
you said it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
But
Yeah, right.
so, like, there's literally no linear trajectory to any of our careers. So starting with you, Freeworld, then going to Prosper, and then let's go around the table. Like, there's no linear trajectory to our careers. Like, how do you remain focused? Like, do you have people in your corner, like your family, keeping you
That's a good
focused and
question.
confident? Like, or is it just yourself? Like, what keeps you going each day?
Well, first is I just give thanks to God for waking up every day and being free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, number one, that's being able. A lot of people take it for granted
Yeah.
that you're able to just walk
Their freedom.
Literally.
Yeah, and be able to walk out of a room,
freely. And
go
not
to the
have
bathroom when they
not
want,
have to ask any questions.
eat when they want.
Exactly.
I'm
So,
I'm right there with you. I know
lot
exactly
of
what you're
people-
talking
When
about.
niggas handshake, you know it's real.
a lot of people don't understand. So I wake up every day with that first thought in mind.
Facts.
8, 9 a.m. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
But number two, I have a good mentor that's in my ear a lot of times. So I linked to it. You just gotta find somebody that you can link with, a gentleman that's gonna teach you life, life
He's
lessons.
way older than you?
Yeah, 60 something years old.
OG.
Dope.
Teach you life lessons and educated, not somebody that's gonna obviously bring you down. But
For sure.
those are the keys to my life: waking up and giving thanks every day, and linking with a good, solid mentor.
Yeah.
I wish I had a mentor, but Keon,
Nah, for me, it's about representation. Like, it's everything's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. Like, my whole entire premise is like, a dude that played sports and had to figure out a career, had to figure out a skill. And it's like I'm in a space that's very, very like, you know, predominantly European and white. So if I stop, what is that going to show to other people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think about it just bigger than me. And also the same thing, I give thanks all the time where I'm just like, you know, I could be working in like a factory right now and not even think that what I'm doing is even possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like every day, whether I'm cooking for one person or 0 people, it's like I still have the ability where I have a skill that's needed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's people out here that, you know, they don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to like collect money, just trying to do something.
Yeah.
And you're a slave to the check because if, let's say, like there's no loyalty with these companies. If they have to make budget cuts, it's your job on the line. So I'm really blessed where it's like I get to figure out how far I want to go because I'm the CEO, I'm the employee of the month, I'm the marketing manager. Like it's all based on me. So
Make
it's just
money,
like,
not friends.
so pretty much it's just like just every day just being thankful and being grateful and just trying to see how you can help other people. That's like the biggest thing. Like, and also being a good person. Like a lot of times when you come to New York, like you definitely think you have to like fuck people over.
But you
but
don't.
Like you don't have to because I've gotten more out of like providing value to people that like I don't know and giving away stuff than I have trying to finesse everybody. You know, and it's just every day you have to understand that like it really is a new opportunity, but also it's like you woke up today, you know what I'm saying? That's like the reality of it. Like you woke up and someone else didn't. And it's just like if you don't cherish those moments that you're alive and doing your own thing, you know, like someone else would kill to be you right now, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but
No,
like
for sure.
someone out there would kill to be able to be in a room where they could record their stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like constantly thinking about that there's someone out there that your life, you might have the amount of money that you want, but it's like there's someone out there that would kill to have your life, even if you don't believe it. You know?
Very true.
Kross.
And then, long story short, I'm gonna make it real short. In the end of September 2015, my brother from another mother, we share the same birthday, September 9th. I'm 91, he's 92. So every year we go out, we party or whatever. In 2015 of September, we went to a place in Jersey. We left there about 2-something. About 4 or 5 people ended up assaulting us for no apparent reason whatsoever.
They were white.
Yeah. For no apparent reason whatsoever. My brother Keon, he's...
There's another Keon? Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
He's I would say he was an all-state wrestler in high school and college. He's probably like 6'2", a good 200 pounds. And at the time, I was about 180, 190 pounds. And I was doing my boxing and Muay Thai at the time. We turned around the corner from the bar that we were at. The parking was all fucked up and shit. We turned around the corner. Like I said, long story short, 5 or 6 people came up on us. We were pretty ready to handle the situation. We did for about a minute. I got hit in the back of my head, knocked unconscious, came back to, fought again for another 60 seconds, knocked unconscious again, came back. And then it took me about 12 weeks to get my cognitive, physical, and operational, like, I guess, whereabouts around me. And it hit me that, like, holy shit, like, I don't have a skill to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a skill to rap. I don't have a skill, anything like that. My skill is my intellectual property. And it was stripped from me. Completely taken away. I mean, I was comatose almost for about like 3 weeks.
Yes.
I couldn't leave I was agoraphobic. Couldn't leave my house, nothing. I grew back from it, and I thought to myself, like, you know what? There is no way that I'm ever going to be put in a situation that my only asset is going to be taken away from me. Because even if you're like, let's say you're smart, but you have a skill, like you have a skill to cook, right?
Yeah.
And your intellect might dwindle, but cooking might be a natural skill to you, or singing, or rapping, whatever the case may be. But if your only way to make things move is intellectual property and problem solving, it's like an eye opener.
Heard you.
And once I got that shit back, it gave me more appreciation for like
Life.
yeah, not only life, but like for not only what I'm capable of doing, of what other people should be aware of what they're capable of doing.
Can I stop you right there? Because like we're running out of time.
No, please.
Sorry, I wanted to get to you, but like I want to keep Johnny because like he's an engineer. He's the last one here. I think he has to get home to his girl. We're gonna end with this this segment that we have on this podcast called "Don't Sleep," where it's basically we recommend to the audience something they shouldn't sleep on, whether it be a certain food, certain brand of water, certain brand of plastic cup that you shouldn't sleep on, whatever is in your mind people shouldn't sleep on. And I'm gonna start with mine. I actually have two. I may just say just one because we really gotta get out of here. And this is another thing I heard Idris Elba say on Hot Ones. I think it was Idris Elba. It was history doesn't repeat itself. History repeats itself. Opportunities don't. So I just feel like I'm learning as my creative path is growing. I'm growing as a entrepreneur in my own way. I just feel any opportunity that comes your way, whether a check is attached to it or not, take advantage to it because the experience is adding to your resume and it's giving you more experience in life. So just whatever opportunity comes your way, please take advantage of it because it may benefit you in the long term. And one last thing I think people shouldn't sleep on is what I'm about to say right now. True artists who find confidence and vulnerability are the ones who truly win. However you interpret that is how you interpret that. And
say it again for the people in the back.
True artists who find confidence and vulnerability are the ones who truly win. And again, however you interpret that is how you interpret that. And just take those words with you and keep going. So Coco or CR, I'm going to go to my clockwise, counterclockwise.
CR hit it.
Certain people shouldn't sleep on.
Definitely don't sleep on that YBN Corday album,
Lost Boy. Track
that
5,
shit.
Thanksgiving.
Woo!
I love that shit.
Shit.
Top 5 album of the year.
Bruh, that album is so fucking fire. I never even knew who YBN Corday was until I heard this album.
Fuck
and
that
I heard
album's
his
good.
interview on Breakfast Club.
Oh.
I listened to his album. I was like, yo, this nigga's fire. I did not skip one song. Listen to that fucking album.
There's only one song I don't like, but that's it.
Which one?
Been Around, I think it's called.
Okay. Broke Niggas is my favorite.
Like, yo.
Yes, that's my favorite.
I hate
shit.
broke niggas.
Yeah, we hate them, you broke ass niggas. Kross,
That song
what is
is
it?
tough.
What is something people shouldn't sleep on?
I definitely think people should not sleep on Prospect Kitchen.
There you go.
Like,
That's a fact.
like, don't sleep on Prospect Kitchen because they're looking out for not only your health, but your mental awareness, your physical awareness, and they actually care about what you put in your mouth tastes good. So don't sleep on.
Prosper Kitchen. That chili salmon,
Yes.
fire. I want more, bruh.
Yes.
Put that on the menu every week, my nigga.
Yes.
For me. Keon, what is people shouldn't sleep on? It could be your brand. It could be something you learned recently. Whatever, a certain album. Whatever. Keep it simple. We gotta get out of here.
For me, don't sleep on drinking water, man. That's the most important thing. Like I'm telling you, it sounds mad simple, but like, don't sleep on drinking water. That's it. That's all I got for y'all.
Freeworld, what is something people shouldn't sleep on?
Don't sleep on minding your business.
Talk about it,
Facts.
It
Kings.
could go a long way.
Talk about it,
Get a
King.
lot further.
Big factory right there.
Everybody,
We're gonna get more into that in the
everybody
part 2.
For sure.
I've repeated this before on the podcast, but I was gonna say don't sleep on any therapies that you may know of that can help with like anxiety and depression. I used to go hiking, and I hadn't done it in quite a few years, and I did it recently, and it really helped me reset as far as just grounding myself and being more at peace and not delving into that usual cycle of anxiety and feeling nervous about things that may be coming up. So if you have therapies that that you could do that you haven't, definitely try it. Sound therapy, or audio therapy, listen to podcasts. You know, there's a lot of different
So
ways
good.
to alleviate, you know, different issues that you may have, you know.
Coco, you the best.
I try.
You the best. If you enjoyed this, actually, no, shout out to your Instagrams, Kross,
Talk about
Keon, and Freeworld. Please shout out your Instagrams so people can follow you.
Go ahead, Cross. You got it first.
Yeah, anybody could follow me at Crossed Q.
It's gonna be in the bio. But
Pretty simple.
it's gonna be in the bio. Keon,
Pretty simple.
Prosper Kids, Prosper God. Chef Prosper God. GAW for God, all right?
yeah, Freeworld. We can find you on
At
Instagram.
Mr. Freeworld.
Word.
Real simple.
This shit's gonna be in the fucking bio of the episode. But if you enjoyed this podcast, like wherever you indulge at, whether it be Spotify, Google Play, or Castbox, because we are number 1 on there.
Hey,
Because I know
now.
y'all listening. Whatever rating system they have, please utilize that because it definitely keeps us going and keeps us all motivated and fucking happy. You know, I know
We
you
love
want
the comments, guys.
Yeah, it's great, and I love y'all emailing me to get into Coco and Laney's DMs.
Ay, Dios mío.
And we're
just
here
want-
to make
You've been
everybody
talking
better.
shit about
I
this
just want
for so
y'all to
long.
know you can't go through me to get to them. You have to go to them. You know what I mean? So don't come at me. And yeah, so subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/introverted intuition.
Yeah.
Email us at introvertedpod@yahoo.com if you want to potentially come on the show as a guest. I'll think about it.
Think about it.
He'll think about it.
Any potential sponsors? What up? What do we have? Pinot sponsor us. YouTube, Spotify, whoever. Like, you know what I mean? And thank you so much for listening. We appreciate y'all. And I love y'all. We love y'all. And thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys.
I gotta
Much
pee.
love.
I gotta pee.
Hurry up.
Peace.
Everybody full of wine.
Word.
Bro, I gotta pee.
Everybody got to pee. There's only 2 restrooms.
Gotta
in
pee,
here.
son.
Yeah, who the fuck bought a flask? You alcoholic.
What is Playboy Mansion? What house? What is
So,
that? What is it? Just a bar?
well, yeah, Playboy Club is literally like what you would assume Playboy Mansion would be, but the NYC's club version of. So it's a members only club. But I have a contract with them for events and stuff like that. I mean, if you're not doing anything, we could go. It's literally 42nd and 10th, I believe. We could go. Stop by, check it out. Cause I don't plan to be there too long anyway. Yo, again, I appreciate you, bro.
Of course, bro. You got good energy every time.
Every
you come
time,
through.
it's better and better, bro. Like, what a blessing.
Hold on real quick.